Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday, welcome back to my stream. I'm Hazel. There's a cat back there, off screen. There she is. Kitty, sleeping kitty. And also, occurs to me, there's a lamp I didn't turn on. Hang on a second. It's not purple enough. There we go. How's everybody's Monday, Tuesday? I'm back. We got a half a cup of coffee still to finish. My glasses are freshly clean. I can see. How are things? I want to thank Churhala for a 31-month reset. Thanks for keeping us in good company, Hazel. Aw, cheers. And Sagano with a 35-month reset. Joo-hoo. Big summer blowout. Busy, so busy. Send help. Oh, that gets you some time. By help, I mean espresso. Oh, fresh air. Fresh air helps. Hello. Velicor Dragon, thank you for the 5-month reset. I had a couple of busy days in a row, and I had a great time, but I am decompressing still. I feel like I had dreams. Actually, hang on. Before I get into Hazel talks about her dreams for 20 minutes. I'm not going to play this on stream today because this is an off-stream only hardcore character, but I did start the priest. Her name is Thogna. I'm playing Thogna, and then Flammy's playing Hellgrave in honor of my Voidwalkers. She's got like a big braid with some good physics on it. She'll have robes again one day, but I think she looks pretty good. Rip Thogna, I love her. So I'm happy with that. This character's totally redundant. I don't need a Horde Hunter. I have an Alliance Hunter. And originally I was going to play this one with my friend Flabby, but now we're doing dwarves, so Kabiku's probably on borrowed time. But the hero of today, the main character of this morning's or afternoons or evenings, depending on your time zone story, she's level 29. And she has some rested. I haven't played her in a couple days because I started playing Thogna. So also this character also has rested, but I'm just going to have to get back to her at some point. She's 29 and I want to see if I can do 30, but I'm a little nervous because I haven't played her in a day or two. So I'm going to take it a little bit easy, I think, because I don't want to dive hyper deep into the deep end and get myself into super big, icky, yucky trouble. I'm pretty broke. I have less than a gold. I have 47 silver on me right now. I have Hellgrave. I need soul shards. I have health potions. I have some silk bandages. What else? I wonder if let me check and see something real quick here. Silk cloth. 210. Okay. Marbaret, thank you for the 13-month reset. If you're gonna get rid of the Horde Hunter, make sure to kill her in some epic way. I suppose but then I can't say that I've only died once. then I would have to add a bunch of fine print to that. Oh, finally got my mod-adapted Raptora from Zareth Mortis. Congratulations, Idlewind. That one really, that's a not very highly collected mount. Good job. 44 on my main now. Last night, created Night Elf Druid, level 12, about to do the long swim to Westfall. Nice. Glorious Zeppelin injection. Something like that. Whipped up a Draenei Paladin girl in Wrath today with the intention of using her as gold farming. Mining jewel crafting's the plan. Nice. How you finding Classic Priest so far? It's a lot of wanding, which is what I wanted. It's what I wanted. But I got her a wand and it's a lot of wanding. I'm playing with a warrior as well. So what's fun about it right now is that we're doing bigger pulls than I would do on my own normally. Like we'll do double, triple pulls on purpose. And then I'll kind of balance juggling heals versus renew versus shields while trying to not impair Hellgrave's rage generation too much. And like multi-dotting and then he'll like multi-rend and we're just working on like group pulls as opposed to single pulls. So it's a bit of a different rhythm. I cannot sell that axe. I'm vendoring it. I don't care if it's of the bear. Nobody wants to buy it. I'm not putting down any more deposits. It's gone. Nobody wants it. Alright, it's fantastic. 23 now. Haven't been able to play in a couple days. Gonna reap that sweet, sweet rested. Deca Romano, I had not heard that. But that doesn't mean that it's true or not true. I just don't have any insight for you. It used to be pretty typical for it to be 10 levels below cap. That you were able to be eligible for holiday mounts, but I don't know if that would have changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully I'm heading out to Red Ridge, and I'm going to very carefully poke around Eastern Red Ridge. This is a place that people die, so we're going to be careful, but I've got a lot of green quests, and I'm happy to just find a grind spot, too. Like, if the quest mobs seem too dangerous, as is the case with this quest, it's totally green. Blackrock Champion's in the north of Red Ridge, but I went up there, and I just didn't like the vibes. I didn't like the feel of it. I didn't like the lay of the land. I didn't like how dense the camps were, and I decided to just get out of there, so I'm probably not going to finish that. Oh, I should run a prediction here. I'll start that while we're on the flight path here, because it's going to be a bit of a long flight path, because apparently I live in Ironforge. Should I go set my heart to Stormwind? Should we live in Stormwind for a while? I'm going to be doing... Yeah, because I'm going to be doing Red Ridge, and then I'm probably starting Duskwood, whereas here, it's basically nothing until... Like, I did basically what I wanted to do from Wetlands for now. So we're going to move to Stormwind first. I could take the tram, but I'm this is fine too. We're going to start a prediction. Is today the day that this warlock dies? You got 15 minutes to vote with channel points. And you can use for your voting information and knowledge that I am planning on doing Eastern Red Ridge today. I think I skipped all the Elite Red Ridge quests. Okay. Kiwi Fruit, thank you very much for the 2-month resub. Appreciate it. And Arisun with a 25-month resub. Welcome back. Trying a Druid in Hardcore. Wish me luck. Good luck. You got this. Brewfest starts. Do we know if there's anything new? This is news to me, but Wowhead might know. I don't want to update my printer software. I don't know why I installed that in the first place. It already showed on my network. I'm going to Wowhead. I'm Brewfest. Keg-shaped treasure chest only available for level 70 characters during Brewfest. Huh! It is true. I wonder if they would hotfix that or if that's just what it's going to be. Items that can drop include the Kodos. New thing for 2023, renewed Proto Drake Brewfest armor. There is dragon riding armor that is specific to the holiday that's new there. Only got one HC character, getting kind of bored with it. Trying to decide if I want to give up or start another character. I'm a pretty big culprit of altaholicing even on hardcore. I thought that hardcore would cure me of my alt problem because I figured surely a character will die and I'll be forced to start over before it gets to that point. But for me, it's not so much that I'm getting bored, I'm getting scared. That's what happens. I get too invested. You get to a like a higher level bracket where things start to feel spookier. And you get scared. So we're just gonna take it easy. It's okay if we don't get to 30 today, although I'm gonna certainly do my best. And it's okay if all I do is grind mobs. I haven't played, I don't remember what I was doing on this character. I remember I recently got Curse of Tongues. I have a good wand. Oh, I have a blue wand now. I don't know if I had this on stream last time, but I bought Starfaller. I am the first level that can even equip it. I saved up my gold. I bought it. I am doing bingo bongo good damage. It's a phrase that's going to be taking over the world any minute now. I'm just going to be doing great damage with that thing. So my wand's sick. I upgraded my gear. My greens are all pretty up to date. I have loads of stamina. I've got 1500 health at level 29 currently with no priest buff and no food buff. Loads of stamina, lots of eagle gear, lots of crafted gear. Basically just all int stam gear. Or like straight int or straight stam. I don't think I have any spirit on any of this stuff anymore. What's the point of spirit when you can just wand and regen slowly while doing damage? You know what I mean? Hi Hazel, enjoying your streams. Hi Spice Pixie. Welcome. Want that armor? I need the achievement where you do the full clear without dying so I can get the cute transmog. Why do the pants have to be so cute? Oh, good luck in there. I have yet to do a Deathless Dawn of the Infinites run. Someone always goes down in mine. Did you buy your Pirate Dragon customization? I certainly did not. I didn't log on to retail yesterday. You should try it Frostmages. They're so much fun. Just say no to quests that start in caves. Katie, thank you for the 33-month resub. Seriously? 33 months? Hello all from Soaked Alaska. Hello, Katie. Wishing you warm, cozy interiors and good rain shells. We had some rain roll through, but I don't think it holds a candle to whatever's going on up there. However, I made the brilliant, stunning, unprecedented amounts of intellect decision yesterday to bathe my puppy because he was stinky. Moose, stinky dog. He had become stinky, and I was like, "You're getting a bath." You stink. So I gave him a bath. And I, like, knew it was gonna rain later, but I was like, well, maybe we kind of are, you know, like, what if I just don't worry about it? And then, of course, it rains later. And then I'm like, well, I'm gonna take him out for some exercise. And then he, of course, he runs around and he gets filthy. And I thought, well, of course this happened. This was extremely predictable.
Be careful.
But it didn't bother me that much. I just kind of like toweled him down again when we got home, and I brushed out his fur again, and he's all soft and clean now, and he doesn't stink, so that's good. Need to finally get a pair of extra tufts. What are extra tufts? Extra tufts. They sound like something that might be up my alley. So I have set my Hearthstone to Storm Wind. I don't need anything here currently. I have all the class training I'm going to need for now. All of these things are things that I've decided to not get at this moment in time. I have better plans for most of these situations, or they're just for types of grinding that I'm not doing. So I'm saving my silver by not training all of that. Lifetime Searing Pain, yeah. At 30, I definitely want the new rank of Demon Armor. I definitely want the new rank of Immolate. I don't think I'm really going to mess with Subjugate Demon. I don't think I'm going to mess with Hellfire. I certainly don't need Soulstones. Those don't work in hardcore. And then Drain Life, I may train, but I just, I really thought it was going to be a bigger part of my life than it turned out to be. It's not all that it was cracked up to be. It's usually faster for me to just make the thing dead so it stops hurting me. I've been following you since 2017. Wow, it's a long time. They're wellies? Rain boots Alaskans love. Ah, big rain boots. There you go. What is it people say? Anything that separates you from the earth is worth spending good money on. So like your tires, your mattress, and your shoes. Tannerine, thank you for the 34-month resub. I had more dreams about repurchasing or buying back the home that I grew up in. But in this one, people kept showing up. And just like there were kids that were playing badminton in the backyard. There was a playground somebody had installed. And then the neighbor was like, oh yes, all the neighborhood children love coming here to play on this playground that's on your property. You are the new steward of this. And I'm like, this is a huge legal liability. If one of them gets hurt on my property, like it's a children attracting danger. And also I don't want them here. But I like just moved and I didn't want people to like hate me, and I was really upset that I was gonna have to tell everybody that I was the stinky mean old lady that had taken away the playground for illegal and also for stink guild lady reasons. And then there was like somebody else was just like using my driveway to wash their car, and like people were just like showing up and visiting and like being inside, and I was like, I just bought the place. I need some quiet to figure out. The thing I was stressed about was A, how to pay for it, because apparently it was like kind of expensive and then kind of falling apart, and then B, how to heat it, because I wanted to move into the master bedroom that was downstairs, but the basement floor level gets heat wicked away through the foundations and just into the earth, so it's like extra cold down there, and I didn't have a plan for how I was going to afford to heat this house yet. And I just needed everybody in the neighborhood to just leave me alone. Bellamy, thank you for the 6-month resub. And Tannerine with a 34-month resub. Wow, I was young in 2017. Stinky introvert. I think I'm just overusing the word stinky this morning because my dog was smelly before I gave him a bath. Hello from the future in Ontario. Hope you had a great couple days off. I hope you had a wonderful move. You made it. So many layers. Yeah. I think the big takeaway is that I just need to find myself some quiet time and just like unpack my brain. I just need to kind of get to the bottom of do some journaling, you know, stare at the ocean, decompress a little more, so that I can handle everything. So I ain't going up there. That's bait. I'm gonna very slowly and carefully walk over there, go check things out. My first order of business when I get there is to find a couple of different mobs. A couple of different mobs that I can kill to get soul shards so I can get my pets back, because currently I don't even have Hellgrave, and that's a problem. How's Nidago doing? He's good. He's good. I He is getting bigger. Every morning I see him and I'm like, you grew. You're huge now. You're big today. How did you get so big? He's doing really good. One more day of driving. Just wish my cat would shush. It's tough. It's so tough for them. Sounds like you need to book your upcoming Monday, Tuesday exclusively for focus time. Yeah. I need to look at my calendar. It's one of those like stretches where like you've had a couple of weeks or months or whatever where you've just been like a little bit below water. I'm not like drowning, but I'm not really treading water either. So stuff's been just like stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. So like everywhere around me and also in the cyberspace are like projects of like things that I should do. And I've been not keeping up with any of it. So I just need to sort it all out and make it all calm down and make it all stop yelling at me so that I can just pick out one thing at a time and very reasonably start to sort my life out, because the deeper under you get, the scarier it all feels, and it's all going to be fine. I just need to get moving, but not so fast that I burn out. The Indie Hazel time. New date for the trial? 3rd time's the actual charm. Oh, I hope that works out for you. Driven the Alcan 4 times, 3 of them with 2 cats. They insisted on Tim Hortons every day and wouldn't stop fussing until we stopped. I must know what the cats get at Tim Hortons. I must know. Or do they just like the I have questions. Oh, there's copper over there. I need to regenerate my gold, so anything I can skin, anything I can mine, that's good stuff. I don't have a command for add-ons I use in hardcore. That's one of the many projects that I have not yet done that I wouldn't take me very long, but I still haven't done, is to make a list of that somewhere. I can show you my list right here. I am missing my buddy Hellgrave. I need to get a soul shard so I can get him back. So those are the add-ons. We're going to get Hellgrave, and we're just going to take a deep breath and find something. Oh, I didn't mine the copper. Well, I mined it once. Then I moved on. Deep breath and find something nice and chill to just farm for a little bit. Take a screenshot. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, lots of little things, lots of medium things, couple of bigger things on the general overarching list. I know that the problem is that I already know everything I need to do to like help myself feel better. It's just that I've been here so many times, I get this idea of like, oh, I've tried that already. But the problem isn't that you tried it. The problem is that you tried it and you didn't stick with it. So there's gonna be like orcs and stuff over there. There's gonna be like orcs and stuff over here. I will feel much better once I get Hillgrave back, but I have yet to find a green level mob. I'm 29, so I out-level some of the things in Redridge by quite a bit. Can confirm my cat's got a double-double at each Tim Hortons. All Canadian cats drink double-doubles. Yeah, no, only level 22. All right, we're not going over this hill, as it turns out. Yeah, we're going to turn around and not do that. I guess I could have gone at it from the north, or I can go at it from the south. I know there's camps behind here, but we'll take a look at it. How come you can't get him back? I need a soul shard to summon a Void Walker, and I'm out of soul shards currently. I just need to find a green mob to drain soul on. Do you ever take Moose swimming or any more adventures? Yeah, we did some, I mean, not swimming, because the algae warning was still up the lake, but with some family visiting, we took him on a couple of hikes and or dog-friendly places to visit for him to explore and run around on. The dog loves bouldering. You take him hiking, and all he wants to do is scramble up any kind of boulders, any kind of rocks. I've never seen him slip, and he will scale like vertical not vertical, but you know, he will scale very steep stones before you've even noticed that he's going up them. Like, he is fast. He just wants to like get on top and like look out, and he's pretty good. And I'm gonna get his DNA test back, and they're gonna say, Hazel, he's a mountain goat. He's a goat. You got a goat. I hope you wanted a goat. Here, you got your kid. Copper vein over there. Yeah, okay, all right, all right. Is Moose the size of a moose yet? He's getting there. He's getting there. Some people will meet him outside, or like other people will talk to them. They'll be like, "Oh, this is a great dog, little cute puppy. How old is he? 4 months." Because he's 4 months currently. He's not like outrageously big, but he is growing pretty fast. Once you have hit the heaves in Yukon, the cats usually got quiet. Passed our local Starbucks and the dog was in the car with us. He'd subtly whine if we passed by without stopping. Dragonflight rock climbing, maybe, perhaps. Nice to see you, Hazel. Hair looks fresh. Why, thank you. I am freshly mowed. It felt really good. I waited until after I was no longer hosting, just because I didn't want to shock my guests by showing up suddenly much, not balder, but, you know, more buzzed in the middle of the visit. So I had my... None of you guys are going to be soul shard level. They'll get higher once we get around the corner. But it's going to be kind of ugly killing them without him. I have a plan. I have an idea. I would like to shave your hair too. It depends on how I'm feeling. This length is a 4. I don't know if that means 4 millimeters or just a 4, but it's the standard clipper 4 all over is what I did here. I did that yesterday, and I still have like a tiny little bit of purple left on the tips of it, but I'm gonna give it another week or two, probably retrim to a 4, and then try and re-go for pink again, and then probably land up somewhere in magenta. Given Calvin Gabapentin fighting the sleep it brings to help. You could use your imp until you get a soul shard. I could, yeah, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. Of course, because it's a good idea and I didn't think of it first, the inner, incredibly stubborn person in me now doesn't want to do it because I'm the worst. More coffee. Imagine if, I mean, this doesn't look like a very safe place to swim. Imagine if I died in a waterfall. Yeah, whenever I have shaved it to a 2, you can see a lot more of my scalp. 4 is usually long enough in my hair for my head to look hair colored and not head colored. Although I don't know, I kind of like the really short buzz. But, there's water under here, right? Yeah. That's a lot of murlocs. That's a lot of murlocs. They're quite low level. I think my aggro radius is going to be minimal on them. Really, really short mo feels fantastic. The first shower you take after the short clip feels so good. It feels so good to just like wash your head, and because you're getting like all your little haircut pieces off, but also just like being able to like. I want to buzz my Diet Pastel pig. You should try it. It's really fun. It is a commitment. Like there's no going back, especially if you had longer hair. There's short of wigs. You're not going back to what it was before in a hurry. But I've been enjoying playing with the color of it a lot. Okay. A green mob. A green mob. All right. So this has execute. Cheese and crackers. All right. All right. We have a Void Walker. And then we're going to get another one, and that's going to be the Healthstone. And then 2 more just to have in the bags. Always carry 2 soul shards in the bags. Okay. All right. We have a quest for these as it happens. Also, there's a chest over there. You. And then Hellgrave takes you. Of course, you're going to resist. That's fine. I'm just going to have to face tank this one too. Because I'm in melee, so I'm going to rip aggro off of him because I don't have a great place to kite back. Alright. But we're in business. We're in business. There we go. Get ourselves a nice little Hellstone. Does your hair stick up at all? Mine's down to a 6. Feels spiky on top. Don't know how to solve it. I usually, if it's wet, I'll kind of smush it in whatever direction I want it to go so that it dries in that way. But I think it's very dependent on your hair texture. Mine's pretty naturally, curly. A 6 is long enough that it's going to start kind of doing its own thing. Okay, so you can do, these guys do Rain of Fire, Curse of Weakness, and Shadow Bolt. They're thoroughly casters. I'm going to pull it with a Curse of Agony. And I'm just going to send them in there. And Drain Soul. Okay, one backup Soul Shard. See, everything's going fine. Double pull. Pull it right back there. Triple pull. Okay. I see the one that's on me. I don't like it out here. I'm not having fun anymore. That was the first of those health potions I've ever used, by the way. I'm still getting cast on through the wall. Where are you? Yeah, so we can do it. We don't love it. Here, we'll replace the Hellstone, and then we need to, I think part of the problem is that I'm coming at this through the middle of the camp because I decided to swim in here. Everybody awake? Everyone feeling alive right now? Don't mind me not having any files up either. We at least have a Troll's Blood. We can use that. Knowles, man. Bad memories. Alright. We need... Yeah, let's just top up the food buff now. Nervous for raid later? Achievement run? Haven't touched retail in weeks. It'll feel really weird for about 5 minutes, and then you'll get the hang of it. Got back from Japan feeling jet lagged. You know who else is? Your Warlock. Hope you get some good rest, Milk Shark. Watching this because I'm off phones at my job. Beats talking to mean customers. Want down raid bosses and fail. Alright, so... where is a nice place to stand? Funnily enough, I did kind of clear the chest. I should not go get it. The smart thing to do is to not loot that chest because there's going to be respawns there and it's going to respawn like 3 of them. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to walk away. I'm not getting that note either. I'll get this one. Playing Wrath makes me kind of wish wands were still a thing these days like they were apparently back in the day. I don't know if they would fit as well into retail WoW, but it's one of my favorite things to do in classic hardcore because it's just nice having an auto attack as a caster. Although, mind you, I don't know if I'm doing it in... It's not like... I'm not even casting my filler spells, right? Like, I am only casting Shadow Bolt if I'm fighting a boss or if I'm in like a really dicey pull that I know I'm going to need that extra damage for. Because my wand, generally speaking, does almost as much, if not more damage than my filler spell. Plus, it has a ton of other advantages. It's just the balance of them that's made it a bit strange. Alright, I want this one. And we're going to pull it back with a Curse of Recklessness. Trigger quest in Lochmanan's Pure Bait. Got sent there at level 12 yesterday. That's hard, no. Oh, Trog quest. Yeah. Yep, there's a reason that that valley is littered with corpses of young hopefuls. Dot and wand. That's what I'm doing. I'm not an expert, I should say. I'm a bit of a classic noob. I'm just kind of I glanced over the guide for a hot second, and I've been just making it up ever since. So that's just what I've been doing. Let's get some more thingies. But yeah, just dot and wand, generally speaking. Really helpful once you get your Voidwalker is to send him in first and let him get a couple melee hits and a taunt before you even open up with a dot if you want him to keep aggro. If you want the Voidwalker to hold aggro, extremely helpful to have him open and then taunt. I have separate buttons for each and every ability that my Voidwalker has, so that I can use all of his various skills with my own keybinds. I have a macro for each of them, because I found that the auto casting and the auto pathing was not working for me. So I have a lot of I've made this even worse by waiting, but they seem like they've got a pretty long respawn, so we're going for it. Scoots, thank you for the 43-month resub. 43 months. Oh look, Hazel's making a poor decision relating to copper notes. 30? Pshaw, let's go for level 43. We gotta do it. I want a mount. I want a mount. Flabby's rogue got to level 40 and he has a blue Mechanistrider, and I'm so jealous. It's so cool. Wait for 3 senders? Mm-hmm. That's the law. Let's get over to the side a little bit. This is probably dicier than I wanted to do first thing in the morning, but they're a good level. They're a good level. The one exception to letting him open is if I'm trying to pull something back individually. Definitely don't send them body in there if you're trying to like slide one of them out of a pack. Then I'll usually pull it back with either like a wand swing, or lately I've just been pulling it back with a curse. So like usually recklessness if it's something that I don't want to have run. 40, good for him. My minimum goal, get him out. It would be, I'm going to be so excited if I can. You'll get to 60, I can feel it. Hellgrave got you. Thoughts on the new Draenei customizations? I have, they look cool. I haven't looked at them lately though. I haven't spent much time thinking about many retail things in recent times. My brain's not big enough for both of them. Resist? What do you mean resist? Yeah. You know what? Have agony. See how you like it. I am not using a keypad anymore. I switched back to a keyboard a couple of years ago. Saw that rested XP? Yeah, I started a third hardcore character. I wanted a priest. So I spent my days off mostly playing that, and gave my warlock a couple of days to just chill. Let's grab this one. Couple of days to just chill. My priest is a dwarf. She is a dwarf. Her name is Thogna. It brings me great joy to just wander the world and give people fort buffs. And I'm primarily motivated to level to higher levels to get higher ranks of the fort buff so I can give people those really juicy stand buffs. Because whenever I'm on my warlock and a passing priest gives me one of them, it's just the best day ever, especially when it's like a really juicy one. And I've noticed like people like them. So, you know, I want to go bring joy to the people. I want to be Fortitude Santa. I'm casting a Curse of Tongues. Keypad video helped me out a lot. Now I can't play any other way. The irony. I think they're great. The reasons why I switched off of it weren't because I didn't like using it. I was nervous about my favorite model being discontinued. I didn't want to have to like stress about like wearing one out and not being able to get my other one, or not having it supported by software anymore. And I also didn't want I had kind of a unique situation where I had once or twice in my life, and it doesn't happen very often, but like it has happened where I've needed to play WoW on a different setup for like a content thing. And in those situations, they don't give you a keypad, and you are not allowed to connect your own peripherals to their devices because obvious reasons. So, and in both situations, I was crippled because I couldn't play without one. And it almost never happens, but I feel a little bit better having my normal setup be a keyboard just because it's a bit easier to replace. It's one less thing on the desk. And if I do need to play it like BlizzCon or something like that, I don't need to worry about not being able to use any of my buttons. But most of those things aren't like, those are not normal people concerns. Those are crazy me concerns. They're not crazy, but, over-preparing, perhaps. I wonder why they made such minimal hardcore servers. 2 per region seems like an odd decision. I wonder if they were just, they know they can use sharding to make the server still functional even with so many people on them. And I wonder if they're just trying to not have it be so spread out because eventually there will be a drop-off. People will still play hardcore, but eventually there's going to be some form of fewer people playing because you know, they go back to whatever it was they were doing before. And when that drop off occurs, the fewer servers you have, the more likely that the remaining people will still have like a community to actually like, you know, like have an active auction house and whatnot. So I see it, but yeah, it is. I also don't know if they predicted how popular it was going to be. Has a solo self player ever yelled at you for buffing them? Me? No. Yeah, that would be weird. I mean, I can see where the logic would come from, but I don't know. I think it's, what's your plan? Just to hope that nobody ever does. It's okay to get buffed, you just can't ask for him. I had somebody on my priest ask for a buff for the first time. I'd never had somebody do that. They were like jumping around my character being like, hey, please, can I have a buff, please? And I was like doing my mail or something, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I've given them out. I'd never had somebody demand one before. I did buff them because I didn't want to not, but it wasn't the same. Didn't feel the same. Yeah, exactly. They could just click the buff off if they wanted to. That's true. So this is like a quad pull. We're gonna like not mess with that. We want... I bet you I could do 3 just fine. I did do 3 previously. But we don't wanna get too dicey here. Maybe it's Stormwind. I need buff. Somebody whispered me when I was AFK in an inn. I buffed him and said, go with honor. Yeah, I do like the reciprocal buffing. I think that's nice. Like, I'll buff a mage and they'll give me int back and I feel all special. All I can do on my warlock is give people water breathing, and sometimes that works. Sometimes you'll like give a priest water breathing and they give you back stamina and you're like, thanks. These are the same. This is an even amount of buffedness. One thing I actually have no plan for at this time in my life is how I'm gonna get back to Lakeshire. Worst case scenario, I do have my Hearthstone off cooldown, so I can always hearth back to Stormwind and Flight Path. But I definitely can't leave the way I came, so I'm gonna have to rotate out probably the north way eventually. Carefully. Bored one day, made like 50 linen bags, gave them to character spawn again. Nice. Have you seen how many people die by drowning? Yeah. Yeah, no, water breathing is super nice when you need it. When you're in the right... Alright, so that's a double, so you're gonna go get it. And then hit that one. And then we taunt them both. And then I'm gonna just triple damage dot both of them. At level 30, I'm gonna get a new rank of Voidwalker taunt, and we're pretty desperate for it at this point. He can tank, but he will have much better threat gen in one more level. QB Ranger, thank you very much for the 16-month resub. Okay. I'm gonna back up to the tree here, and I'm gonna make a note about the add-ons thing just to remind myself. One of the things on my list today is to make a bigger list. HC add-on list, because it appears that this is not a passing craze. Or it is, but it's a craze that's taking much longer to pass than I originally anticipated. Okay. Yes, I have spec'd into Improved Voidwalker. If you ever die, knock on wood, do you still plan to do a Warlock? I think it probably would depend on how far I made it. It would be a bit of an iffy thing, because like, if I died now, probably I could start over. But if I made it to like 48 or something like that, I don't know. Whoa. Hopefully they make it out of there. Import bartender profiles. I don't know if you can import them from retail. What I did is I made a bartender profile once. I like recreated my profile, and then I've been copying that one onto my other hardcore characters ever since. And that's been good. Late lunch break, almost a 30. I predict no die today. Thanks, I like. We are 29 and 26% plus rested, which is good. That is definitely super, super helpful. I think especially now that I'm kind of getting into like grinding levels, so to speak. Although these are that's a great mob. Now that I'm kind of getting more into grinding levels, rotating my hunter and my warlock to kind of maximize rested seems a lot more reasonable. Okay. I kind of wanted to send him in. We've got... Oh, I don't want to get that Shadowcaster. I was going to say, that's just a camp of 3, right? I could do a camp of 3. Right. Here, you come over here. And then you fight it, like, right there. And I'm going to try and remember to soul drain this one. I want to carry around 2 soul shards at all times. There we go. So we have all the Shadowhide pendants that we need. That's just copper. It's like so not worth it. They're 25s. I mean, I could do it, but let's calm down, shall we? Fangor. Gnolls around Fangor. I've heard scary things about that. He's not an elite quest, is he? No, he's just a wanted quest. Let me go poke around. Let me go take a little look-see at what the camp looks like. Close calls today? I had a slightly spicy pull when I first started, but I wouldn't describe it as close. I think other people get stressed about it before I do, though. And I think they are the correct ones. I think I'm just managing my mental state by assuming everything's not a big deal unless I'm actually dead. A lot of people die to these packs and especially the padding ones. There are a lot of patrols going on. Let's re-up the food buff. I'm going to use a scroll of protection, too. Warlock died of fatigue. Awful. Heartbreaking. No panic. Fangor has 2 mobs attached. Always aggro with them. Okay. Oh yeah, there he is. Okay. He resisted my recklessness twice in a row. Also, it's raining. Bestiary. Yep, classic Bestiary tells you what they can do in their tooltip. Oh, got a green. He resisted it twice. 3 times. Oh, he's immune. forgot to resummon him. That's why we take Master Summoner. Why is he immune? What's up with that? How we all feeling? Okie dokie. Never worried. Stress. Woo! Alright, now we need to restock Healthstone or Soul Shards again. I made a couple of mistakes there, but that's okay, because we lived. In the future, I would want to remember to sacrifice my Voidwalker before he dies to give me a shield while I'm summoning him back. I believe that shield also persists even after he's resummoned, but those 2 points in Master Summoner mean that resummon is really, really juicy and fast. So I can get that cast off as long as I'm not like stunned or something dangerous. Okie dokie. Fangor must have some kind of special thing that makes him immune to certain types of spells. Health funnel's kind of bait. It's a really slow heal for their health pools, and it will damage me. Plus, while I'm casting that, I'm not doing anything to make any of them any more dead. I know I didn't have dots running on the 2 melee ads for the longest time while I was fighting the caster, but I figured if I didn't have the presence of mind to manage all 3 of them, the best thing I could do was focus on just killing the cat. Like, getting a Curse of Tongues up. Because he resisted it, I swear, 4 times. But get a Curse of Tongues up and then kill the caster, because that I figured was going to do the most ambient damage if he was just teeing off while I tried to dot up everything else. Was the logic behind that choice. I knew I wasn't playing the most efficiently, but I felt like if I'm panicking, this is the best panic play. This is what I got right now. This is what I'm feeling mentally capable of. I want another soul shard. Long time since I've been in here. You're making my break exciting. I want a nice little fresh so we can't get into anything really, really dicey for another, like, 15 minutes, because that's how long it takes me to get my, my Fel Domination back. Which is, as far as I'm concerned, basically a cheat death as long as I'm not, whatchamacallit, like, stunned. Stunned or in-cap. In-caps are, like, extremely dangerous. So, those elite quests I'm just gonna not do. I basically want to get back to, I want to get myself back to Lakeshire. I noticed that as I started going out this way, the gnolls were getting lower and lower levels, so I think I should be okay to leave by this entrance if I just am cautious. We have 2 backup shards, so that's exactly what we want. Did I miss another close one? Yeah, I pulled Fangor and his 2 ads, and I had a bit of spiciness. They resisted a few more things than I thought. Plus, Fangor's immune to some stuff, but I, like, didn't believe it, so I kept trying, so I wasted a bunch of globals trying to put, like, curses up on Fangor that he was just not having. I did live. We did make it. We Fel Domination resummoned Helgrave after he died, and he was back in record time. He was back to life. Probably got rich doing it. What did they... I mean, what do I get for doing that Fangor quest? 40 silver. Hey, that's pretty rich. I'm only carrying around 87 silver right now. Nice deep breaths. Doing mat runs around Shadowlands, I think. That sounds about right. All the heals available at 28. Pretty okay gear with enchants. Can barely stay alive most of the time in Wrath. I think maybe it's been too long since my 1 death, and I've kind of forgotten that if I die, it's forever. I know that if I die, it's forever. Listen, you gotta keep things interesting. Max level in hardcore? 60. 60 is level cap. Yeah, so those are like elites and stuff. We're not gonna mess with that. But 29 is as high as I've ever been, so if I get to 30, that's a new record for me. That's a Hazel personal best. I think those are the last quests that I want to do out here. I think that I'll turn in those and then I'm going to find a new place to grind because I think I'm feeling pretty done with Red Ridge. There's nothing else that feels safe to work on. I think I would rather go look for a farm spot in the wetlands, actually. I know I just moved down here, but I don't really want to start Duskwood yet. I could. There are some, well, let me look. There's like some level 25, 24, 25 quests. There's a couple 20 quests, but it's mostly like 25, 26 plus. And don't get me wrong, I'm 29. I should be able to kind of sort of handle it, but I'm just afraid of Duskwood. I would rather grind another level in the wetlands. Highest was 54. Oh. This is my first death. Have you done this month's trading post yet? Been trying to slowly chip away at it, but I just want to play Classic. Have I done it? I thought I did. I think I did a... Yeah, I think I did. I did it on stream. Not right when it came out, but like the week after when 10.17 came out, I did like 2 or 3 retail streams and I did enough trading post stuff to get the thing done, I'm pretty sure. Duskwood pretty dense. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it for a bit later. Stealthy Worgen, iffy. Good luck running from that big guy. He scares me every time. Stitches. Stitches and Morladim both eat. Leferon, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. It feels nice to have rain in Lakeshire, but also in real life. It feels kind of cleansing. I'm enjoying the cooler fall weather. Okie dokie. Morladim's lore and backstory makes me so sad. How good is the experience for doing this?
Good day to you.
15 silver, 1500.
Please.
And then that.
Be careful.
Fangor was 2650 and 40 silver. And then I also got Theocritus's Retrieval. Elwyn Forest, Tower of Azora? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I can run there. That's fine. Let's go for a walk. He's going to give me some stuff that I'm going to vendor, but like, you know, we picked the thing up. We may as well. We may as well. We can run there, turn that in, go back to Stormwind, flight path it back to Wetlands or something. I'm going to start abandoning quests that I know I'm not going to do out here. All these elite quests are a little bit too scary for me. A little too much. Word out of 39 to Stoner NPC flagged me for PvP and a 42 mage killed me. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's awful. Enemy faction scares me. Enemy faction guards specifically scare me so much. That's brutal though, to get away from the guard and then to just get killed by a player. And then I'm not doing this one. I did manage to do one of them. Okay, but we're not gonna worry about it. So I have 6 quests on me. What are they? War Banners and Wetlands. Warlock quest to get your succubus. Still have not done that. Stockade Dungeon quest. We're just gonna drop that. Dry Times. Certainly not. Absolutely. Messenger to Stormwind. Yeah. It's not worth anything, but I'm going back to Stormwind anyway, so that's fine. Kept pulling while running. Red Aura, get leashing. Solid Hoggers level 11 mage yesterday. Dicey, but I did it. Nice. There's a special feeling whenever you just like narrowly escape death. These both go into Elwyn Forest? No. North goes to Elwyn, south goes to Duskwood. Let's go to Elwyn. Mega dicey. It's adrenaline, what makes people jump out of planes. Has Azel been over to Ashenvale? Yes, I have. I did some of Ashenvale. There's more of it that I could probably go back and start looking into. There's like some level like 29, 30 quests. I think I'm gonna give it a while longer though. I did Ashenvale for like 22 to 25, and then I've stopped. What is that? I want it. Pardon me. I'm taking it. It's for me. Come back. Maybe somebody mined it. Oh, no. What is it? Is it copper? It's copper. It's copper for me. I just sell everything that I mine. Shoulders and a hat. You finally made it. And a neck piece, 2 rings. The only slots that are not filled are trinkets. And I don't know when trinkets happen in Classic, but I'm assuming it's not for a while. Watching you play hardcore so chill. Tempted to make a hardcore character. Don't have time. It's definitely a time sink. And I find that I want to put more time into it than I should. It's because every tiny bit of progress feels so meaningful. It's comfy though. Yeah, I think I'll sell some stuff in Sturmwind. I'll get myself to the wetlands. Maybe poke around at the Dragon Maw Orcs a little bit. I still have the War Banners quest. I don't need to go into the camp, but I could get like the rest of those. That's even a yellow quest still. And there's a few different farm spots in the wetlands that I can try. My slash played on this character is 2 days, 6 hours, and 12 minutes. 48, 50, 54 hours, something like that. Playing with my GF, nice teamwork exercise. $1,100 experience and 12 silver for this one. Oh, you want to come back up? Hi, kitty cat. Don't mind me. It's a heating pad, keeps me warm while I'm streaming. You want up though? It's preheated. Preheated legs. Hi, sweetie. Cat, stream cat. This may come as obvious, but oh, I'm at the wrong place. What are these markers on my map? Oh, sale vendors. Oh, interesting. This may come across as obvious, but I love cats. I love dogs too. It's probably safe to say that I just love animals, but these ones are my favorite. Hi. Don't take hands off keyboard in HC. Oh no, I didn't see what happened. What happened? Copper veins over here. Oh, that's a lot of skin. I mean, this is just gonna be like leather scraps. Yeah, rune leather scraps. Tiger's eye. Now that I don't quite, I mean, I guess I'm saving up just to make sure I can get skills. I feel very rich on the Warlock. She has full runecloth bags now. I purchased over time 4 separate runecloth bags, so her bag space is pretty much done. That's good enough for me. She has, you know, she's gonna get her Warlock mount for free. I guess I could, if I wanted to ride a gnome mount and not a Warlock mount, I could save up gold to buy one at level 40. But aside from skill training, you know what, I guess I just, you know what I do is I just sink all my gold into gear. I just get like the best gear that I can use at my level and afford. Time to get the Onyxia bag. This is classic, yes. This is hardcore classic. I'm on Sculler Rock. I play Alliance. If I die, it's my fault. And if I die, it's forever. 33 slots left here. This is just kind of a nice... I don't know that this run is super worth it experience-wise, but I'm kind of just relaxing from our spicy null poles in Redridge. Hardcore? Yeah, hardcore. I'm nearly level 30, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm pretty pleased. All right, let's not fall off the tower, shall we? I bet you people died just falling. Better gamer than me. Aw, shucks. I doubt that. One thing that I have going for me that I think suits me to hardcore is that I can, when I'm fixated on something, be pretty patient. I'm happy. Whoa, camera. I will grind easy mobs all the live long day. And that's not stressful or a problem to me in any way. Watchful eye. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to worry about that. You know what? I'm taking a shortcut. Kitty in a statuesque pose. Proud cat. Grinder 2. Shiny hunting Pokemon. Green mobs are love. Oh, I have things to vendor. You know what? I was gonna use one of my protection scrolls on myself before I pulled all those nulls, and then I didn't, and now I feel goofy. Oops. Get rid of that, get rid of that. My priest is a character that I've decided to flex my not sending anything rule for, so I'll send her the cloth that I'm getting here. She's tailoring, and she needs all the help she can get.
Light blessing.
Will I? Yeah, I will. Send Mel Thogna, so she can have this and she can have that. What was I gonna do in Stormwind? I was gonna post my copper up for sale. Got the Brewfest Drake armor, my first try. Oh, congratulations! I love how ugly those specs are. Cooldowns are for cooling down. Yeah, they don't call them, leave them unused. I forgot. It's this way. The auction house in Stormwind is in such a weird, like, subtle out of the... It's not that out of the way, it's just, it's not obvious at all. I'm very used to the modern auction house. I would love to sell all of this copper here. 93! Copper's been spiking on Skull Rock Alliance. That is pretty high. People must be leveling professions or something. That is worth... That's fine, that's fine. Alright, am I happy with this? I'm happy with this. Oh yeah, I got a new axe. I couldn't sell Forcer's Axe to the bear, so I don't know what makes me think I'm going to be able to sell it to the tiger, especially not for that price. You can vendor it for basically that. Flipped where the door is in retail. And they made it, like, big and, you know, stone and notable and, you know, feels like a place to go. That one feels like an afterthought. I'm going to go back to the wetlands. And then I'm going to set my Hearthstone back to Ironforge. I never should have left it in the first place. Oh, I do have a thing to turn in town, though, don't I? Didn't I have a thing that turned in Stormwind? I did. Messenger to Stormwind. Oh, it's like out front the gates. Not enchanting. Tailoring and mining for gold. I chickened out of enchanting. I couldn't fathom spending that much gold, especially when I am a antisocial hermit that does not want to talk to anybody that I don't know. So I don't want to be like barking in trade chat being like, you know, free enchants your mats or anything. I'm not going to be selling enchants directly to people, so there's no shot of me making any gold back on it. It would just be a huge gold sunk into it. So I decided that it was in my best interest to not do enchanting. Just tailoring and then mining. I don't play Wrath Classic, no. I was definitely retail only main for basically ever. This is more classic than I've ever really played. The hardcore format really gets me for some reason. Alright, hi kitty. You wanna lay down? You wanna take a nap? You can snooze. We're gonna throw ourselves... Well, actually, maybe I should get up. It's about 10 o'clock, an hour and a bit into stream. I'm gonna be on a flight path back up north. Yeah, am I gonna stop at Ironforge and set my hearth there? Am I just gonna, like, go to the... I'm just gonna go to the wetlands. I'll set my hearth to Menethil Harbor for a little bit. I can always move it back to Ironforge later. That's a very short flight path. Hardcore scares me way too much. Somebody bought my tiger's eye. Wow, would you look at that? Classic streams. Love them so much. I'm glad that you guys like watching it because it gives me a good excuse to play way too much of it. Alright, I'm throwing myself on a flight path. I'm gonna be right back. Hey, would you look at that? We're still on a flight path. Let me see here. We're gonna throw in this one. There's a move we've done a couple of times. Hi. I'm allowed to move her from the chair as long as she gets the lap. Hardcore is a great way to play for fun, but not actually commit to a character. Exactly, yeah. Kitty stream. Hi. Hello. She's really soft. And she's like a normal sized cat. She's maybe like a tiny bit smaller than average, but she's certainly not like micro. But when you are getting used to seeing a dog who is larger than the cat, she looks smaller and smaller by comparison. She has these little teeny tiny delicate feet. You know, she's just like a little sunbeam silently padding around. And then Moose is like a train off the tracks, just barreling and somersaulting and slamming into stuff. She's a lady. My kitty looks smaller. It's a boy. Have you mentioned your kitty's name? And if not, would you like to share? You don't have to. So if I look at the wetlands. 27 to 28. Dragon Maw raiders and stuff. They have some abilities. I'm gonna take a look at it though. I'm just gonna go poke around. And honestly, you know what? Another thing I could grind that would be really silly. The red whelps. I don't know what level they are. I'll have to go look. But if the red whelps are decent grinding, that's skinning and they have a chance to drop a pet. And I saw somebody with the red whelp pet, and that used to be something I would farm back. And when I played like Wrath, I would always grind these pets to have them with me. And they're pretty low drop rate. Like the red whelp does not like to drop. It is not a good drop rate. But like if I could grind it and get experience and stuff, then like maybe I should. You know what I mean? It's brown cat. Brown cat. Well, he sounds wonderful. I'm gonna set my hearth here just for now. I'm pretty sure I don't like doing that quest. I'm pretty sure every time I pick up that quest from Fitzsimmons, I always abandon it. I don't remember what it's for, but I'm guessing nothing good. Also, yeah, no, I don't want to go back to it. Send your own mail. Make this in your house. And then we're gonna redo this. Usually, typically when you take a flight path, it'll desummon your pet, but it refunds you the soul shard, which is nice. I can also get more crocolisk meat while I'm out here and make additional gumbo. I did not get the Pirates Day stuff yesterday. No, I didn't log on to retail. Yesterday was like a nice kind of relaxing catch-up cleaning day. I like vacuumed a bunch of stuff. I moved some things around. I cleaned underneath a bunch of things. I wiped some stuff down. I gave the dog a bath. I have more cleaning to do, but it was nice to kind of get a good start on it. It's also incredible how much more just dust and dirt and hair needs to be picked up now. Because not only does the dog shed, and he does shed a little bit. It'll be more once he gets his full coat in, but just like extra dirt being tracked in both by the dog and then also like I used to take off my shoes the moment I got in the door, and now sometimes like you're doing a different thing or you're just grabbing something really quick and you've got the dog, or like, you know, you're taking your shoes back to beyond the gate where they are stored for safety because he did decide that he wanted to chew on them, and it's like just a lot more dirt to sweep up. But it's pretty easy to fix. I wanted trade goods. Who amongst you sells your Bosun Fletcher? Somebody, one of you people. I think it was in the inn, although maybe I get the different inns mixed up. I just want to buy some hot spices. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a later me problem. I have 11 servings of gumbo left. It'll be fine. But the Gappin. Named my cat Rexar, because he's a little hunter. Moose still a bath hater? Oh, he did much, much better this time. He only ever, like, cried a little bit, but this time, the new strat is wet puppy food on a licky mat with additional puppy food being hand-fed to him by my partner while I bathe the dog. He doesn't mind standing in the bath. The part that he doesn't like is when I pour water over him to, like, rinse out the soap. But as long as he is being actively fed little handfuls of, like, soft, yummy food, he is, like, doesn't care. So that's the strat. I managed to trim a couple nails. I washed his fur. I rinsed it all out. I dried him with a towel. I brushed out all his fur while it was damp, and it dried all soft and shiny and nice. He doesn't need a bath all the time, but sometimes he's gonna need a bath. Time to invest in Febreze. I got a cover for my couch and a separate one for my chair. Just like cheap ones off Amazon. They look kind of messy, but the nice thing about them is both of them will pull right off the furniture and I can chuck them in the washing machine. So I can basically launder the surface level of the furniture that the dog likes to snuggle on super easily without needing to like unupholster anything or anything like that. Super, super nice. Because he's allowed on all the furniture and yeah, it just makes it easier to clean up. So much hair. Yeah. He seems to naturally, and it's a bit tough to tell because he's still a puppy. He's only 4 months old. I need to update that command to reflect that at some point. He's only 4 months old, so he's still working on getting his adult coat in, but he seems to be naturally a little bit more of short coat because his German Shepherd presents a lot more than the Husky does. And some German Shepherds will have big fluffy coats and some of them will have shorter coats, and he seems to tend a bit shorter. Which is fine. He's getting some fluffy neck fur in, though. Grew up with a German Shepherd. They're such wonderful dogs. He's the best boy. Not shower him too much, not more than once a week. Yeah, I don't see it being more than once a week. My plan is to give him bath when he smells, which I don't see being that often. Good tip. Love the sprayers that attach in line with the shower. Yeah, be a good idea. I don't know if my shower would work with something like that. It's got kind of strange proprietary faucets. It's also like a weirdly high lip, so you have to like really deadlift the dog over the edge of the bath. And he's I can lift him, but it's definitely kind of like a lift with your legs sort of situation. He has elf ears. He has huge ears. He's starting to grow into them a little bit more now. Need some stairs. Yeah, something like that. I need less stuff, not more stuff. I got a lot of dog equipment and I moved a lot of things around to help puppy proof, and I'm at a point now where I have all the tools that I need, and now I need to reduce the amount of stuff that's around, or at least to get it better organized, because I'm kind of drowning and I hate clutter. It stresses me out. It doesn't help that there was an old piece of furniture that admittedly was very flimsy and was about to go anyways, but he did some damage to one of the drawers, and I ended up scrapping the whole piece of furniture, but it was like storing a bunch of stuff, so now I have all that stuff in like grocery bags in my office, being like, well, gotta decide if I really need to store this stuff, or... Oh, that's the excavation site. That's not where I'm going. Grow big enough to step over the side eventually. I feel like I'm barely big enough to step over the side. It's a weird tub. It's a strange incline of tub. It's a bit of an odd bathroom. Partaking in Brewfest. Not yet. I might, but I don't know. I don't have any plans right now. You think you'll lose to an NPC or to chat? Rubber gloves with the nubs might be a good thing. I'm going to try the brushes that I already have. I'm kind of on a moratorium on dog equipment. I'm going to try to live my life with the things that I have and not buy any more things. I have enough stuff. If anything, I have too much stuff. I want no more stuff. I was surveying my life, and I've a lot of things that I've purchased that are they're good solutions to problems, but they're solutions to problems that maybe didn't need fixing. Or like weren't that big of a deal. Okay, so these guys have a net. These guys will root you, which is a bit tricky because if he roots my Voidwalker, he's just going to come punch me even if my Voidwalker has aggro. But I'm just going to farm these guys for a little bit. Get stronger, teach me to jump really high. Or like buy a house that has like a normal bathroom. Or get really, 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 really rich for some reason and buy a house that has a dog wash already in it. Sometimes I like to browse the expensive houses. I mean, they're all expensive, but sometimes I like to browse the ludicrously expensive houses just for fun. And one of them had, in the mudroom, a dog wash station that was like a flat bottom tile shower with a drain, and it had like the hose on the wall and everything. It had like some shelves for you to put like your dog shampoo and brush and stuff. And I thought that was like amazing. I guess you could also renovate that kind of thing into a normal house if you had the money for it and the inclination to do so, but I thought that was really funny. Okay. Let's pay a little bit of attention. Oh, iron! I've never mined iron before. That'll be my first iron node. Swanky. But those houses were like millions, like more than $2 million. That's more dollars than I currently have. And if I would like to make more dollars, I'm going to need to get a little bit more organized and do a lot more work. I'm going to need to cope with my life a little bit better. Yeah, I live in Victoria, BC, so housing is not cheap, but it's beautiful and I love it here and I'm happy I moved back. Trying to buy a house with my mom, it's tough. Parents' old house had one of the showers and one of the bathrooms. They tried using it for the dogs, didn't go well. Dog hated it. Yeah. Some dogs just don't like getting wet, or just don't like baths. And especially if they didn't get introduced to it until later, if they had like a bad experience where like a groomer or somebody just kind of like bowled over their apprehension and just gave them the bath anyways, and they just loathe the whole thing. It's tough to come back from that. Wash your dog outside if we can. That's how I used to do it growing up. You'd hose, fence, that kind of thing. See their faces during baths. She does not like the tub. I wonder if iron is valuable. I didn't do an auction house scan, but it looks like I should be able to get a couple silver for it per piece. It's pretty nice. You. No, that's Hellgrave. You. Lost my level 800 hardcore. Devastating. I'm so sorry. You gonna go back in again? Another try? Maybe the husky will come out. He'll sing you the song of his people. Maybe. He definitely does occasionally. Not very often. Not every day. But if he's in the perfect mood, which is usually he's tired enough to be cranky and he's like, he wants something. Like, usually what's happened is he's tired and he's cranky and he's like kind of doing his extinction burst level of play right before he falls asleep. And he's playing with his balls and he got one of his balls lost under the couch. And he's like trying to get it back, but he's tired. And he's just laying on his side, just like pawing under the couch, being like, ugh. Then he does the husky song because he's like, I want it back. Gimme. It's very funny. Thought I'd remake a character, but I was so offended that I could and did die. Doesn't seem real until it happens to you. The laziness extinction burst. The puppy class leader called it the witching hour when they are, it's like the crazy zoomies they get specifically when they're tired because they're tired so their brains stop not working but like they kind of lose their presence of mind and puppy executive function because they're just like a little bit at the end of their rope and they just go puppy crazies. Hazel, I'm nervous. Sleep drunk, kinda, yeah. I have a routine now where he will, if he's tired, I can get him to settle down and actually rest if... These are 28, so I'm gonna back up here. I can get him to settle down and rest if I leave the room. If there's nobody there, he will play with his toys for like a minute, drink some water, flop down, and like start to actually rest. But if there's somebody there to witness his craziness, he wants to continue being crazy. So I need to I need to look up a method. I think I have one bookmarked and work out some commands that I can use to help him relax while I'm there so I don't always have to leave the room, because leaving the room helps. It does work. But, you know, it'd be great to transition that into something more widely applicable. Same with toddlers. He's a streamer. I do have Escape Artist, so if I really need to, I can use my 5 key to get out of those nets. This seems like a nice farm spot. I still want to check out those, the whelps, especially because these guys the netting is kind of annoying. But we can get the rest of our banners. We need Dragon Ball War banners, yeah, 2 more. Dog used to do that, we just ignored her, she stopped. Yeah. He's growing up so fast. I knew that was gonna happen. He's just such a cute puppy. Is retail dead? Want to play? Worried he'll get bored? I wouldn't say it's dead. It's even during times when people have proclaimed it as dead, I would play right through those breaks and there would be tons of people to play with. I've never known it to be dead. But that's usually pretty independent between, that's pretty separate from you getting bored. There will always be people to play with. Whether or not you want to play with them or do the available content with them is more of a personal thing. Here, let's do a little double pull. Let's grab this one. And then that one. Yeah, so that's reasonable at that level. Leftover pizza? Yeah, there's tons of things to do in retail. I was having fun in retail before hardcore came out. I just am having more fun in hardcore. I'm a bit addicted to hardcore. I'm just gonna tank this one and kill it. Let Helgrave keep the other one. The Agni's running out on it. Yeah. Well, that's good. How much experience is this? I mean, rested is super nice. Pop another one of these, and I'll pop one of these, and I will eat. I'm not gonna scroll up protection in my pet, though, because I'm cheap. I like that they drop like a silver each. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to 30. Helgrave needs a new rank of Torment. It's just not... I mean, I'm not managing perfectly, but it's still just not cutting it anymore. Although, it's fine for me to pull. Because, honestly, Helgrave kind of needs me to help tank. Especially if I already have my dots up and I'm just wanding at that point. There's no spell pushback to contend with, and I have a bigger health pool than he does. He has at full health 1244 and I have 1571 currently, so it's no skin off my back. So that's the banner quest. Kind of tempted to go turn it in and find out what we get if there's another one. Dip and see you later, Ghost Bomb. You're so close to being halfway there. I guess while I'm over here, I'm also going to go poke around at the whelps and just see how they make me feel. See if they make me feel like I want to grind out a whelp pet. Like leveling hardcore in the weekend, bank up all that rested XP. I think that's smart. A lot of mages and druids. There's only 3 classes on my death log right now. Oh, mages, druids, and warriors. It's like a color theme. You know you're losing it when you have dreams about reading articles online and your brain creates an article for you to read, and all it is it was about color use and interior design. It was about different ways to have color without having it overwhelm the energy of the room or something like that. And there was like an example that had like wood paneled walls and like a colored ceiling and like a white floor, and then they like kind of reversed them a bunch of different times, and it was about about calm energy in interior design. And it seemed like the kind of article I would just read. But does my brain need to be generating them? Is that necessary in my life? Also, where are... The whelps are kind of like here, I think. Let's cross over this way. I mean, there's also gnolls over there. I want to find the whelps. How to avoid beige? Yeah. I don't hate beige. I hate too much beige. I think there's a place for neutral colors, and there's a place for warm neutral colors. But yeah, everybody's gonna have their own subjective opinion in internal design. But definitely things become kind of like the standard, and then they get terribly overdone. Don't think I've ever read anything in a dream. Don't think I've ever read in a dream either. I remember like clicking on the link to the article and then reading the article and seeing the various images that were attached to it. It was quite strange. It was like a very pedestrian dream. It was very boring. I often have very outlandish dreams, so having one about just like reading apartment therapy basically was kind of strange. Does lapse of delivering barrels in Dunmorrow not give tokens now? I did not like it a whole lot personally. I'm a big fan of natural textures and colors. So like, you know, wood and wood grain and, you know, like jute and rattan and like natural fibers, kind of like flax curtains, that kind of thing, like basically like linen texture curtains, but not exclusively. I like to have sort of pops of color in the furniture and then sort of neutral, you know, I wouldn't want like the wood floors, walls, and ceiling. I would want like 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3 if it was like a really vivid color, and then kind of like a nice neutral, you know, kind of like negative space almost in the design so that the pretty wood can show through without you feeling like you're inside of a 70s cabin. But that's just me. I got 4 lesser healing potions from that slime. That was bananas. That was crazy. All right, we've got whelps. They are level 23. That one is level 24. They are green. They will give experience. This is good. Occasionally I just dream about eating a can of SpaghettiOs. I also like natural textures, which is why the mold is still up there. Can't be breathing mold. All the furniture in my home is black. Curtains are blackout ones. Walls are white. I love blackout curtains. I'm excited. I was excited when I found blackout curtains that weren't necessarily black. They won't be as good for migraine purposes. They're probably better for me than for your purposes. But these are light blocking curtains. These are, and they're so they're kind of like that gray fabric on the inside, but then they're like a lighter color and texture on the outside. For a while, I had these really awful Amazon like matte concrete gray blackout curtains, and I just got them because they were the cheapest ones at the time and I needed to block light in my old office. And I mean, they worked, they got the job done, but woof, that was not my favorite vibe. Recon Bravo, thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. White feels natural for house. Humans got very used to whitewash. I think it also kind of depends on what you've been around for a long time and whether or not you've gotten like overly used to something. Like if you see... I feel like if you showed me the interiors that had kind of like the machined wood floors and like the white everything, the marble counters, and you showed it to me like 20 years ago, I would have been like, oh, that's nice. But I'm like super over it, especially like the gray toned wood. Gray wood is awful to me now. And it's just because it's been overexposed and because I just want the warmer toned wood. But maybe I would have thought differently 15 years ago. Kitty Cat War, thank you very much. 10 gift subs. Holy smokes, I really appreciate it. Congrats to those who picked them up. Doc Otter with a 42-month resub as well. 42nd Street, anyone? Holy smokes. What a slay. Scarlet, thank you for the 3-month resub. Hazel, my favorite Holy Priest enjoyer. Can you believe it's been nearly a year since I followed? I cannot. Feels like it's been longer. Feels like you've been with us for eons. Haven't you been with us for eons? I don't know. Time doesn't mean anything. Time's soup. Can't remember. I thought I remembered speaking with you before I moved. And that would have been more than... Because I moved in 2021 and it's 2023 now. So these are good because they give leather that I can sell. They drop copper directly, which is kind of nice. They are pretty safe to grind, it seems like. Immune. Have they been immune to my dots this whole time? Have I been trying to dot them up and just failing? It looks like Immolate worked. Corruption wasn't, though. I wonder why. Because that could be a bit of a negative. But they have a chance to drop a pet. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a pet. I have this Westfall chicken. This prairie chicken from Westfall. But, like, what if I got a red whelp? How cool would that be? Very is the answer. Very cool. Time soup fork. Drop a pet that can be sold. Oh yeah, it is needed those dots. Sold? Sold? Chicken, don't listen. We want it to keep. It was like a drop rate in the thousands. It was something really ugly. First thing I log into, someone getting the Evoker Legendary. There's something that you can do, like a weak or an add-on or something that can suppress those, but I'm glad people are getting them. I'm sure there's going to be a few more as people's bad luck protection continues to amp up. Keep that red whelping, die two levels later. Ultimate waste of a good pet. But it would, you know, you can't cry because you died. I mean, you can't. Something smile because it happened, you know. If it dropped, that's joy that no matter what happens next, that's joy that happened. Can never be taken away from. So how come I could use that one? There's different whelps, I guess. How come I could corruption that one? This is very strange. I'm not the only one farming whelps for skins, I think. Or not skins, but like pets. Pets and possibly skins. Are they gonna open on that one? Flame snorting whelp with a fireball. So I can... Oh yeah, I can dot that one up. Weird. Weird. I could probably, for these whelps and for this grind, switch back to my imp. At some point I need to catch up and make sure I have all the latest tomes for my imp. Here, let me get one more soul shard just to feel better about it, and then I'll probably pull Nelkin out and do a bit of farming with that, because that'll help a bit. Monstrous is. Swan trucks. Oh, double. I talk a big game about not needing Hellgrave, and all of a sudden he's like super necessary. Yeah, so the Crimson Whelps I can dot. Very strange. Yeah, you're not going to get PvP'd on hardcore unless you opt in with a chat command, or if you get into combat with an enemy faction guard, that will PvP flag you. Somebody was telling earlier on stream about how that happened to them. They got flagged by a guard and then killed by a player, which is kind of a massive bummer. That can happen. So how much damage do you think these even do? Turbulent Time Waste next Tuesday? Oh, nice. You still leveling character to 70? I want... Whoa, that's a huge use. I guess they are big. I want... Here, let's try the Imp for a little bit. If we hate it, we can go back to the Voidwalker. So, Imp can fire shield me. It's basically like a little baby Thorns. And then we're also getting 7 stamp from Blood Pact. But I don't think I've purchased any... tomes for the Imp in a while. He's got Firebolt rank 3. 25 to 29 damage. Seems a little behind. Seems a little tiny bit behind. tin over there. I wanted to see if I could grind anything over by the hills because that's where the ore was going to be. Could see Hellgrave still alive. My warlock died, so I can get a better Voidwalker name now. Nelkin, you are not forgotten. Good old napkin. He's gonna buy gear, don't have the gold for it. I like doing dragon races to kind of get a bit of gold on me if I feel a lack of funds. The 500 gold per race is pretty nice. You can do there should be what, 1 per zone at least, and then in the Zerlek Caverns as well. And you don't need any gear to do those, which is great. Cooked anything recently from the WoW cookbook? No, not at all. I haven't really cooked recently from... Beep, 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 beep. I haven't really cooked recently from any cookbook in a while. We had a lot of takeout and then a lot of leftovers while we were hosting company, and then now I'm kind of back to meal prep, but like inventing food. Unlocked memory of cooking streams. Almost 30. Over halfway. I want more whelps to farm because I want them to drop me the pet. How fun would that be? It's like a farm stream and a hardcore stream. A little bit of both. What am I going to do with those whelp scales? They are auctioned for 4 silver. I wonder if somebody actually buys those? If any leatherworkers are genuinely crafting with the red whelp scales or what? I guess I can try. But worst case scenario, they vendor for a silver each. Feels pretty good. $1 on brownies slap. Use much less sugar. I haven't done brownies in a long time. I want to make chocolate chip cookies. I almost bought chocolate chips because they were on sale. And I was like, you don't even... You have some already. Just like check the ones you already have in your cupboard. They're not that old. I made cookies for my dog. I made cookies for Moose. I made him a batch of dog cookies. He likes them very much. He gets one, they're not good like outside treats because they take some, he has to eat them for like a little bit. They take a bit of work for him to eat because they're dry for, you know, you bake them for a long time to make them pretty dry and crunchy. So he has to kind of like mouth it for a bit before he can eat it, but he really likes them. He takes it back to his bed like a treasure. I am fully skipping all of the dungeons. Yes. Yeah, I have no plans of doing any dungeons. I've been bridging any gaps in questing just with grinding. I'll just farm mobs. I like doing that anyway. I need another food buff. Soup mode and baking season now. I need to rediscover my pressure cooker. I have an Instant Pot. And I need to get back... Whenever I used to get a new kitchen gadget in my 20s, I would get all into it and I would like look up a bunch of different things to make, and it would be like 2 weeks of a different thing for dinner every second night. And then that's it for like forever. So I need to just like pretend to myself that I just got the thing that I've never used it before and like go back and rediscover all those recipes, because most of it's pretty good. It's just sometimes things don't make the regular repertoire. They don't make the rotation. But I love Soup and Instant Pot. It's so easy, and they're pretty good, and it's nice and easy to do like a huge batch of something, and then you have leftovers that you can freeze or you can put in the fridge and you can heat up later. It's great, especially if you have lots of bread to eat it with, because soup is fine as long as you have toast, in my opinion. And the nice thing about doing soup in a pressure cooker instead of on the stove is that while it's cooking, you can just kind of like AFK and go play WoW. If I have like a pot on the stove, I will not load up hardcore, but if I have like a batch of something in the Instant Pot, I'll go play. My go-to soup? My go-to is probably like a autumn vegetable kind of spiced thing with like sweet potatoes and carrots. It's like an orange, you know, you throw some like ginger, maybe even like a little bit of cinnamon into it. You can beef it out with like some potatoes, kind of like a starchy, warm, spicy, comforting, whatever I have really. You know, I'll like saute some onions, throw some garlic. Just food. Food in pot. I also do chili. I do a vegetarian chili, which is different every time because I have not bothered to write down what I put into it. But, you know, like beans, fire roasted canned tomatoes, again, onions, garlic, some broth, cook it forever. Nice and yummy. I do kidney beans and black beans, and sometimes even pinto beans and chickpeas. Just throw like whatever beans I have in there. That's super good. AFK, away from kitchen. Recipe's a bit like music. Have to make an effort to change it up even when you know you like things you don't always think of making listening to them. Yeah. For the longest time, I really wanted to be the master of like a really good like potato leek soup or like a potato onion, potato-based vegetable soup. And it was always like, it was good sometimes, but I never quite mastered it. Go back to that. I got another 8-pound bag of potatoes, so I got some materials to work with. I got mats. Big fan of potato leek soup. Yeah, potatoes and onions are something that I buy most orders and like most grocery trips, and I will buy them in bulk and just cook all kinds of, I don't know. It's food, you know? Sometimes I don't exactly make a dish. It's more just like I prepare food. Here's some onions. Here's some potatoes. Here's a sandwich. Here's some broccoli. Have at it. Congratulations, you're not hungry anymore. Were the potatoes that you grew nicer than store-bought? They were like softer and creamier. I actually still have some in my cupboard. I need to use them, and then I need to clean all the dirt out of the cupboard because I like spilled some dirt. I gave a lot of them to family. I gave a lot of them away. Do this thing where I pick out the weirdest of things. And it would make a fall root veggie soup that I loved as a kid. I have an immersion blender that is specifically and exclusively just for blending soups. And that way I don't have to really worry too much about like how much I'm chopping anything. If I'm really lazy, I can just chop everything in the food processor and then just like chuck it in the Instant Pot and cook it for a while. It's these lost whelps that for some reason I can immolate them, but they're immune to corruption and curses. It's like strange, right? Like, why would it be? Maybe it's immune to shadow damage? It's weird. No idea the reason she made vegetarian food was money. It's a nice byproduct. It's a nice side effect of eating vegetarian. Is that assuming that you're not buying a lot of like fancy special made meat substitutes and you're just cooking with like vegetables and legumes and stuff. If you can buy in bulk, it's like a fairly affordable way to eat. Relative to meat anyways. Fish is expensive too, and I do eat fish, but I don't usually buy it as a grocery. It's something that I'll have seafood if I'm eating out. I'll order something that has seafood, or if I've caught fish, I'll prepare and eat that. But I don't buy fish regularly as part of like my grocery shopping list. Scouting Spalders. Those are white quality leather armor. It's kind of funny. I guess it's shoulders, so that's probably why I was like, I haven't seen white quality armor drop in ages, but re-up on the gumbo. Instant Pot's particular brand sounds ideal for my oldest, who's just left for uni this month. The Instant Pot is a brand. There are other pressure cookers you can get. I'm sure they all work, but a lot of the blogged recipes will reference Instant Pot settings or shortcuts or whatnot, so that might be an easy one to do. Both of the pressure cookers I've had in my life were both Instant Pots, and I've liked them. The only thing that annoys me is that the rim on it, not where the pot is. The pot's super easy to clean. The seal, that's all fine. It's like you get like crumbs and stuff in the inner rim. I don't know a better way to describe it, but it's really annoying to wipe out. It's one of those things I haven't found a magical solution for. Cousins lived in a big farming area. Get a lot of veggies for even cheaper from our neighbors. Nice. Gotten so much rice in that rim. Yeah! And you can kind of sort of like smush a washcloth down there to wipe it, and it kind of sort of works okay, but I'm wondering if I'm just missing something that would make that easier to clean. The Instant Pot lip's annoying. I'm glad it's not just me. It's like my only complaint with the thing. Everything else about it's good. Air compressor. Yeah, I don't have an air compressor. I also don't have compressed air. And And I don't know how I would feel about using, I mean, I don't know if it's bad necessarily, and I'm a streamer and I don't know anything, so don't take me seriously at all. But I do know that compressed air that you would use in your keyboard has like bittering agents to prevent people from abusing it that I feel like would be not great to have near food prep surfaces. Like doing it on your keyboard is one thing. I don't know if I would use like a can of keyboard compressed air to clean my cooking supplies. I'm sure if you wash them, but the whole point is that it's annoying to wash that section, right? And it's not exactly a food contact surface, but I don't know, just for me. Moose can lick the crumbs out. Oh, he would. Change it to plastic seal. I used to, back when I would make both savory and sweet things, I had 2 different gaskets and I would swap them. So I would use like, if I was making cheesecakes or like rice pudding or something, I would use one. And then I would put in the other one whenever I was doing like a more savory, spicy thing because they're silicone, so they are going to absorb flavors. And eventually they do get kind of loose and need to be replaced, but they're pretty cheap. You can buy like a multi-pack of them online. And then, like I said, have a few different for different flavors. Right now, I only make savory stuff in it, so I just leave the same one in, and I just don't worry about it. But that is a common thing. Eternal White Moon, thank you for the 7-month resub. Bought a small plug-in hand fan, air compressor for my computer keyboard off Amazon. It's awesome. You said cooking supplies, and I heard cocaine supplies. I was very confused for a moment. Yeah, not so much in my plans. Does anybody buy these? Ooh, maybe. That's a pretty big auction price. 18 silver for the flame sacks. I wonder if those are actually saleable. We'll have to see. I'm happy with this grind spot. It's kind of cooking. I'm kind of cooking, Jesse. Listen, the house with the dog shower in, it's not going to pay for itself. I see we managed to get a lock past the ill-fated Tronks. Indeed. I even went back and messed with some even spicier Red Ridge Trogs today and survived by the skin of my teeth, but we made it. We made it out. Whelps always did seem like a good grind. It's probably not the most fast and efficient grind, but the fact that they could drop me a pet that I could have is making up for all of that. Watched a lot of your YouTube. Always wondered if you would try it hardcore. Glad to see you playing it. I wonder what's going to get me out of hardcore. Like, what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to either add something really compelling to retail, or I guess like when the patch comes out and the new season starts, then maybe. But even then, I don't know. I have a bad feeling that if I haven't shaken my hardcore addiction by then, I'm going to be raid logging. And then I guess maybe doing some keys here and there. It's tough to split your attention between 2 MMOs. It's mostly worked for me because we're kind of in a low spot in terms of things that I have to do. It's these Lost Whelps. The Lost Whelps are immune to 2 of my dots. That I've just been kind of neglecting retail because I can. Or Hellgrave dies. Yeah, if this Warlock dies, I'm gonna maybe need a break. I'm gonna need to walk away for a bit. I still have a level 26 hunter, and I've started a priest with my friend too. So there's that. How's my bag space doing? We got 32 bag slots over here. Yeah, this is a nice safe grind. I mean, you're never truly safe, but I would be very surprised. I'm safe enough here that I don't even feel like I need to have my my Voidwalker out. I'm gonna actually do a little double pull. 2 Crimson Whelps. Did the Lost Whelp drop the pet? Only Crimson and Red? You're probably right. It's probably only the Crimson and Red. I'm just gonna kill them all, just in case. Anything in front of me. We're out of rested, finally. We used up all of our rested. We are 71% of our way through level 29. I have 2 flame sacks, 17 medium leather, 18 light leather. What if I should just Shadow Bolt instead? Is my Shadow Bolt worth it? How hard does that hit? Immune! They're immune to shadow damage. That's so funny. Wish I could take some time to play other games. Those Necro-Ray eggs ain't gonna farm themselves. I always have the most fun in games when I have one goal and I can kind of bend all of my efforts towards that one goal. If I start working on too many different things at once, I get overwhelmed and I get all scattered and I'm not having fun anymore and I don't make any progress in any of them, so. The main exception just being that I apparently can well, I was gonna say I can juggle multiple different hardcore characters, but I haven't played my hunter since I started playing my warlock. Like, my hunter's been pretty much retired, or just parked at 26, waiting for a sunnier day, ever since I started playing this warlock again. So I don't know. Breakfast time for me. Thanks for stream. Have a good breakfast. Immune to most magic. It's so strange to me that I can hit them with the Immolite. The Immolite will work. The Immolite will work. It's just the other two that won't. Think we'll get 10.2 before or after BlizzCon? Ooh, that's tough. It's already September, isn't it? I don't know. Actually, that's very tough. I want to say before, but I don't know. I don't know how confidently I want to say that. My idea behind before is that BlizzCon, I mean, I know it's like kind of a different thing. Howie. But it's still a lot of work. So I almost feel like they'd want to publish the patch and have it. Well, we're still raid testing. We're early raid testing. No, I don't know. There's the answer. I don't know. Maybe. Would they ever do it during BlizzCon? I've seen them release patches pretty shortly after. Like, they'll be at BlizzCon, they'll be announced, this patch is coming next week. Wow. Because they like to have something to follow it up with. But, I don't know. It's been a couple of years. We don't have any recent data, and they've changed their workflow pretty substantially since 2019. They've got more people. They do things different. They certainly put out a heck of a lot more content than they used to. If it follows the same patch length as every patch, should come out the week after BlizzCon. Yeah, I could see that. Because then they can spend half of their presentation, like, hyping up 10.2. But, like, they've already announced 10.2, you know? Like, we know. Well, we'll see. I'm so excited to watch a BlizzCon from home. It's gonna be so nice. I'm gonna have my jammies on. I'm gonna have, like, I can just sort of sit at my desk and I can take notes. I'm sure it's still gonna be overwhelming and I'm gonna miss a bunch of stuff and I'm gonna feel like I didn't make the most of it or whatever, because I always do, but it'll be a little less brain frying. I can eat my own food and sleep in my own bed. Santa's ho-ho-host, thank you for the 23-month resub. Almost 2 years. Good luck with the whelp hunting. Time to go make zombies. All the nerdery, none of the nerd stench. In the years that I went, it smelled fine. 2018 and 19 both, I don't know if people kind of caught on to bathing or if they just really cranked the AC and like dehumidified the heck out of the whole convention center, or maybe a little bit of both. But I don't remember any noticeable body odor. That wasn't part of my BlizzCon memories. Going on a trip to Atlanta for that whole weekend for an NFL game, so I can't watch BlizzCon. Oh, it'll be fun. Are you guys going? Any of you planning trips? Oh, speaking of Fire Shield, I want one. Nell can Fire Shield me. Thanks. You want to do some math? Let's see here. Let's pick like an average one. 26, 26, 25. Tea Toast and Honey, thank you for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Glad to still have you here. So we're getting 121 experience. 121. I mean, average, you know, ballpark. $32,815. Divided by, so somewhere in the neighborhood of 95 whelps. 95 more, another 100 of them. Aaron Knights, thank you very much for the 20-month resub. No big trips for us. Did go to a really neat Oddities Curiosities Expo a few weeks ago. It was really great fun. Oh, that's cool. General Oddities and Curiosities. That sounds interesting. Moved 3 hours away, just far enough from my current home that Google Maps helpfully suggests airfare options. Oh. You doing the big drive? That's a big move, but you got that. You got that one. Hopefully not too many trips required though, because going there once and back is one thing. Having to keep boom, 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 that would be a lot. Take a trip to Sam's Club, does that count? That counts. That totally counts. I want. Yeah. Bag space 30. Oh, these Runecloth bags let you farm forever. They let you just farm forever. Can I do a double pull? How do we feel about this? Might be more damage than I'm willing to sustain on a regular basis. Although it seems okay. This might be the move. I almost feel as though I should be farming with not Napkin unless I can confirm I've given him the highest possible tomes. Did I not loot you? I was having some strange looting issues in groups last night in hardcore, like loot not appearing or looting and then nothing being looted and then the loot shows up on the mob later. In like free-for-all too. Depends on if the cabin is by the sea or in the mountains. Inland by the forest? Perfect distance for most people to have a cabin. On the Monday we signed for the house in the afternoon, get the keys, 1 trip. But got back to grab the critters, 1 trip back. On Monday, 4 total trips in the first day. Oh, bless you. I hope it goes all right. Cool to go one day on the East Coast. You know, if that was me, you know what completely arbitrary, ridiculous thing I would have done in advance? Is pick out playlists. I would have downloaded... Oh, Kitty, you want help? I got you. I would have... Door was swung closed. She wanted out. I would have downloaded, like, a couple of different music albums to... Oh, I've unplugged my heating pad. Unplugged different music albums, or downloaded them to my phone so that I could, like, have, like, the road playlist all sorted so that I'm not, like, you know, having to have somebody DJ on the whole way. Especially if you're not going to have, cell service. Although, I guess you never said you wouldn't. Don't mind me. Or like a podcast would be good if you're the kind of person that can drive and listen to those. I'm still a nervous enough driver that I need I need music only, and it needs to be not too distracting. And I need to be able to turn it down whenever I'm like making turns or changing lanes. And if I'm really nervous, I have to put on the same album that I always put on that I'm used to listening to while I'm driving. Dude, super good idea. I need playlists. Plus, it's fun to have like a fun thing to plan for the day because that's like a stressful kind of whole situation, even though it's super exciting that you're moving. So it's fun to be able to like, you know, personalize it a little bit. Repo the Genetic Opera soundtrack, the entire Linkin Park discography, my go-to travel tunes. That's the kind of thing that I used to do for tattoo appointments. I used to download musical soundtracks, musical scores. I would listen to Hamilton while getting my tattoo sleeve work done. I've listened to the first half of Hamilton many times, but typically my session was over right around or just after the battle of, you know, the guns and ships one. Me and the angry scared critters. They'll make it. Nelkin? Nelkin, you good? Tattoo artist is a chatty Cathy. We talk about TV for 3 hours straight. Tools? Lateralis was always my driving soundtrack for quite a while. My go-to is the Dreamland album from Glass Animals. That's my move. because it starts off like nice and calm and soothing, and then it gets groovy later on. After you've pulled out, you're good. I gotta take my car out and drive it. Poor thing's been parked for a while. I gotta make sure the battery gets charged back up. Underrated album, Like Glass Animals. I've listened to it more times than probably any other album in my adult life. I want to turn music up a little bit. I can't hear Wetlands music right now. It is on, right? Yeah. Let's get a little more music. Embarrassing admission regarding audiobooks. The narrator was so good that when Voldemort started serious speaking lines, I got so spooked I went, I'll listen later. Never touched it again. Oh man, that's a good narrator. I've never audiobooked that hard. It's just not the right format for me. I'm so enjoying my Lord of the Rings reread though. I'm taking it so slow because I'm reading it before bed and I've been so tired when I've been going to bed that I just like I'll reread the last paragraph to kind of reorient myself in the story, and then I will read a little bit more and I'll get like the rest of the page and then I'm out. But we've finished the Battle of Helm's Deep. We are at Isengard. You know, the Ents have given Isengard a good rinse. Saruman is holed up in Orthanc. It's good stuff. Spooky. 2 towers, yeah. Which is, I definitely read The Fellowship of the Ring a lot as a kid, because I would always start Lord of the Rings reads, but I would usually get bored and, like, not have the follow-through for it. I didn't have the stick-with-itness for, I didn't have the patience for it when I was a kid when I was reading. I would start to skim really fast. I wanted the action. I didn't really want all the scenery and all the traveling. I would get very exhausted with the company passed by the hills and the mountains were gloomy and the clouds were coming out of Mordor and they looked like rain. I was kind of over that at the time. But now that's all I want. I love that kind of thing. Now I eat that up. Especially when I'm just like trying to really like visualize it and get into it and imagine that I'm there. And I'm super enjoying it. Plus, I have a more regular reading habit now than I did when I was a kid. I would read a lot as a kid, but I would do it very much kind of when I felt like it. And now it's like every day at bedtime, that's book time. I gotta go see my hobbits. Too many recipes and songs. I used to skip the songs too, and I've been reading them. Although they all have like my brain cannot come up with tunes. Whenever I'm reading song lyrics in Lord of the Rings, my brain does not come up with original tunes very much, so they all end up to the very, like, same extremely basic, not very, you know, it's not a good song. They all kind of sound like tavern music, but, like, not done well. Back to class. Happy streaming. Have a great day at class. This one. I wonder how many whelps we are. That's one thing I don't have for Classic, that I don't even know if it's available or not. It could be. I don't have any kind of rarity. So I'm not tracking my whelp kills. I figure I'm gonna grind these until 30. And see. Just poetry for me mostly. Can't really read it like a song. Do I not know how to read poetry? Maybe I don't know how to read poetry. I don't know where to put the emphasis. Titan panel will give a kill count to a level. I installed details and then I uninstalled details. I chickened out. I decided I didn't want to know. Which is a different thing. It was just on the topic of add-ons. We did another dog and cat meet and greet last night. Miss Kira really doesn't mind the dog as long as he stays in his lane and like doesn't touch her. And all he wants is to like give her kisses and play. But he's doing good. He'll lay down. I think the thing is that I'm just gonna have to kind of keep doing that and then just time him out every time he tries to play and just teach him that you can play with your toys and you can play with us and you can play with other dogs outside. Well, some of them, not all of them. You just cannot... We respect cats. Kitties are for laying down and wistfully looking out. Like that you run Deathlog, easy to get a false sense of security. See those characters at or above your level. Does anybody else get a special kind of feeling whenever they see somebody die in Deathlog that's their same race class combo? Whenever the gnome locks die, it's specifically gnome warlocks, it just like sends a little lightning bolt through me of, oh, those are my people. Oh no, I'm doing like a warning sign. Yeah, like it could extra happen to you, and it's like in an area that you've been. And it's the worst when I can't find a good reason. Like if I look at their Deathlog and I'm like, oh, well why are you in Duskwood at that level? Or like, why are you fighting those mobs or whatever? Then I feel better because I feel like I can explain it in a way that I can feel like that would never happen to me. And it's kind of an interesting thing because I think this is something that humans also have a tendency to do in real life. Like you'll hear about like a crime or an accident or something like that. And you naturally and instinctively want to know the details of what happened so that you can kind of justify in your head why that wouldn't happen to you so you don't have to worry about it. It's kind of like a preservation thing of wanting to know in what ways do terrible things happen so that you can kind of plan to avoid them a little bit. Or maybe that's just me, but I think that's a human thing. And I do the same thing in Deathlog that I do in real life. Mean to Pally since BC. Every single Pally in that Deathlog, I'm like, no, my brethren, why did you not bubble? Oh, man. This should be good for my gold stash. I'm already back up 2 gold over where I started today. And I have a lot of, I have some ore I can post. I have a little bit of iron ore on me, a little bit of tin, but I've got leather that I can sell mainly. Leather and hides. Big ooze. They mean it when they say they're monstrous. Ooh, speaking of ore, I need that tin. I wonder how far up that is, actually. That looks like it might be a bit dangerous. A 46! What happened? Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, man. One moment. Let me check this. I think I got a text message and I should probably make an effort to find out what it was. That's cute. 46. That's ugly. That's upsetting. How high up this hill are we talking? Probably too high as to be wise. I would fall off a hill and die. Zone slash, it just says calendar. It could be, it doesn't have to be an instance. All of them will say zone slash instance. If he was in Black Fathom Deeps, it would have said Black Fathom Deeps mostly. I don't know what causes Deathlog to sometimes not have the info. There was a 60 in Skull Rock last night. Oh. Location. Show death location. Oh, they died off the coast of Tanaris. That's where they died. That's it right there. I'm pretty sure. Well, that is a red spot. That is a really red spot on the map. Bugs got him. Bugs or pirates or something. Look at all these whelpies. Plus, we're up to 80%. I think we're going to make our 30 today. How much do I get for the medium leather? A little under a silver. Witnessed a full horde wipe in Stromgarde. Feels bad. All 40. Oh, man. Yeah, when you see like a 30 or a 40 something go down in the Deathlog and then like 2 or 3 others all like pop up right after each other. Oof. You have safety in numbers until you don't. I helped somebody in my priest yesterday and I didn't realize at the time that I was going to get aggro to all of their mobs when they leashed them. I kind of forgot that it had worked like that and it spooked me. Spooked me real good. Deathlog. Deathlog is displaying where people die. It needs a map add-on, I believe, in order to work, or at least that's been my experience. I have Leatrix maps also. Gonna have to go see raid. I hope you have a great raid night. It's weird to me that I don't have raid tonight, but we're on break. We're on break. I have raid testing tomorrow and Friday. That'll be fun. I'm gonna write that down on my planner. Oh, am I wanding? I need to be wanding. Making my poor imp kill these things for me. We were on a break. Have the new raid bosses been better than 10-1? I've liked the new ones a lot. I also liked the 10-1 bosses a lot. I thought Aberrus was an awesome raid. I thought it had great fights in it. I had a really good time raiding it. I raided on a few alts actually. But yeah, no, it seems good. It's got interesting fights. Tested a gear in Heroic. Didn't have any understanding of how my set bonus worked, but I liked that knowledge beforehand. Yeah, I was kind of doing the same thing. I was like skimming my set bonus to kind of get a feel for what I was supposed to do, but I need like a I need to read the guide later when Priest Smarties make them, because it seems like it works a lot off of renew and then getting lots of cursive. Part of my problem was also your new preset bonus, your renew ticks, like you get extra renews from doing things, and then your renew ticks will have a chance to reset like your holy words. So basically you get a lot of sanctify, and your sanctify puts down renews, and it's kind of like a nice little cycle, which is great, except that I was raid testing without showing friendly nameplates because I wanted to not have the screen too cluttered so I could actually see mechanics and get decent footage. But it is brutal trying to place a sanctify correctly without friendly nameplates to see where not only the players are, but the injured players. So, it's a little bit of a testing specific problem. But I'll just need more practice. I always expect to be perfect at everything when I pick it up for the first time, and I never am because I'm normal. And then I get angry at myself because I'm not normal. And I can't just accept that. And it takes me a while to kind of catch up to my own expectations for my own gameplay. Priest is on Wowhead today. Guide writer. Yeah, I usually check those later. I don't worry about it while they're testing, because things usually get changed, things get retuned, things get adjusted, sometimes things get scrapped and started over completely, so I will learn how to play 10.2 Shadow Priest the day that 10.2 comes out. let all the stuff go through a few more iterations before I try and learn anything. Expect to be the worst, pleasantly surprised when it goes my way. Cannot stand default friendly nameplates and instances. Can't edit them. Makes me mad. Yep, it's awful. I swear you used to be able to have add-on friendly nameplates, and I think somebody abused it and broke it, and then it's a ruin for everybody. They won't let you do that anymore. But yeah, they're ugly. They're ugly, but they work, is basically where I'm at with them. I use them on Evoker healing as well, so that I knew where to aim, like my Dream Breaths and Dream Flights and stuff. Oh, those are Lost Whelps too. Why are they lost? The other whelps are just over that way. Go see them. Hazel, it's apple season. What are we baking? Ooh. You should make a, oh, what do they call? Like that rustic, sort of homemade looking French apple pie thing that's like a hand-shaped pastry that we were talking about on stream like 2 weeks ago that I've completely forgotten the name of now. More crocodile gumbo. A tartine. Yeah. Yeah. Apple tartine. Or muffins. I'm not gonna make the muffins though. I should make more bran muffins. Have to go. Gonna attempt to raid. Have a great raid. You got this. You always do. I want... Oh, I didn't skin that one. See how it plays out. The fact that Radiant stacks to 3 makes it a powerful hot. How often you should be having glimmers out? Seemed OP. Yeah. Oh, another level 60. It can happen. People do it. Oh, I'm jealous. You know, 30 will be halfway there. 30 will be the fast half, though. You can get to 10, I swear. I mean, I was playing with Flabby, so it was a 2-player group, but we got to level 10 and I checked the play and it was like 3 hours for the first 10 levels. And I was so happy with that. I was so pleased. But then, of course, you know, you get a little bit higher and it slows down to like a grinding halt. It gets real slow. Which is fine. You just have to kind of recontextualize what you want from a play session. You know, any progress is still progress. I think part of my problem is that I'm splitting myself between different characters, and I shouldn't do. I think after I get this character to 30, I'm going to get her new training. Ooh, is that worth anything? Ooh, I might try and sell that. I am close to 30. Yeah, I'm going to try to get to 30. We're at 83%. We probably need another like 60 whelps or something like that. And then I want to get her training and stuff and kind of not retire her, but give her a break and play the hunter for a bit. You know, get through at least the rested experience on the hunter and remind myself of how hunter works, because I haven't been playing it lately and I would like to keep it up a little bit. I'm going to try and sell that. I'm quite pleased with that. Troll Druid I'm leveling is feral because cat, despite having a full grown elf already. That's a good question, Doc Cotter. I don't know. I think what I should do is I should do 1 Brewfest dungeon run per day, kind of the same way that we did, the same sort of style that we did for the Love is in the Air thing. Just one chance per day, just to give it a whirl without getting too into it. Our guild described it as gamer rest, sometimes running raids anyways, not officially, but when enough people want to. Aw, thank you, Lorixia, that's really sweet. I'm really flattered and touched that there's people still here to watch the stream and to watch the videos I do over the years. You know, it's been a long time, and I'm glad I can still do this. There's a new saddle for the dragons. 47, XP-wise, 47 is halfway. Many say 42 to 44 is halfway time played. 47 halfway XP-wise. That's brutal. Holy moly. So we're saying that me getting to 60 would be like a year-long project then. I guess you just gotta not die. Just don't die. Got the glyph in the first kill too, friend. Very lucky the drop rate's high. Okay. Maybe I should try that on stream this morning, because it shouldn't take us 40 minutes to get to 30. Well, shouldn't. 138 there. A little extra leather. I have my skinning level is 222. It's been coming along. Just don't die. BC hardcore. Do you think they would do that? I feel like it would be very similar to vanilla. 4th kill, no luck yet. Okay. Have they mentioned anything about it being... I know that when they clarified the Love Rocket, or Heartbreaker X45 drop rate before thing came out, saying that you had your best chance on the first kill of a day. Have they said anything to that effect for Brewfest, or am I just assuming? Stompy Boys and BCHC would be fun, though. Not that I've seen. Brewfest has started, I believe, yes. Presumably like an hour and a half ago for North American servers. Usually those things start at 10 a.m. But I might be mistaken. Maybe it was up already. Maybe it started yesterday. I shouldn't answer questions that I don't know the answer to. Bad habit. Different because it was so much of a lower drop chance than the other holiday amounts. Yeah. Yeah. At least I have the ram and the dire horn? Ram and the Kodo already. Not Direhorn. Still 26 bag slots. We haven't really been back to a vendor at all. I'm not too fussed about Drake customizations though. It kind of reminds me of when we would customize our soul shapes, like grinding soul shapes. It seems a little more time limited than just like collecting mounts. I think it's just not that important to me. I didn't get the pirates one, and it doesn't really... I mean, they're cute, but I don't know that I would need to grind to have all of them personally and myself. Especially because I can't even, like, you know, use them all at once. Like, if I get, like, the overall skin for a Drake, I'm going to use that. I'm not going to put the pirate armor on. You know, I'm going to have the transformation instead. Ram rarer than the Kodo? My understanding is that the Ram and the Kodo are the same rarity. But I think I'm just looking for grinds that I can write off and say aren't going to be my thing, just to kind of mentally clear up some space for the other grinds that I want to do. Like collecting things even if I don't use them? Not a good thing? Oh, I think that's perfectly fine. I think that the desire to collect in games is very much separate from needing to use them. I'm just making up excuses for myself. Day of the Dead has a glyph too? Have you seen my wand? It's got stars. It's a star and it shoots glitter. It's pretty cool. Making sure I don't have any whelps in my bags. Same one Anduin has. Uses that to make the Mickey Mouse. How are we doing? No, 86%. I go back and forth on whether or not I would enjoy having one of the add-ons that quantifies how fast you're leveling and how efficient your grind spot is. There's WeakWars that can do it, and then somebody was mentioning Titan Panel can do something similar as well. And sometimes I think I would enjoy that information, and sometimes I think it would just kind of bum me out. I'm erring on the side of not installing it for now. Doesn't seem necessary. Zygor tracks it too. Watching my partner play Baldur's Gate 3 is my entertainment instead. Feels like cheating. Baldur's Gate sounds really fun. I've never played a game like that before. I'd never played a Baldur's Gate before. It sounds good though. Sounds like the kind of thing I would enjoy. Brewfest also got a new shield transmog. Oh, it's been so much fun. Watching you play hardcore is bringing me PTSD of leveling in vanilla. I'm just really impressed and surprised, pleasantly so, by how cozy hardcore can be. I thought the whole thing was going to be just like, you know, butt clenching, shaky hands, super sweaty, tension around every corner. And sometimes there's that. But there's really nothing stopping you. This is the thing that I discovered about Dark Souls that made me love it so much, is that there's nothing stopping me from doing this in the most boring way humanly possible. And if anything, it's kind of cozy to do, you know? You find some green mobs that aren't very dangerous, and you grind those. They'll give you loot, they'll give you experience, and that's stuff that you can use to get more, you know, ever more and more power upgrades to make you even safer. You know how much stam gear I'm wearing? A lot. I'm wearing an awful lot of stam gear. I got health for days. PG3 good game, overrated. Don't think it's your cup of tea. What is it about it you think wouldn't work for me? I'm genuinely curious, because you've seen a lot of my streams and you've heard me talk for a long time, so you probably have a good read on it. Replayability is super high. Doesn't matter how long it takes to level, as long as the mobs are green, getting gold. Purple bar go up, number next to yellow coin. Oh, I'm at 62%. bar go up? Oh, 87%. I need more whelpies. That sounds like it must be a mild exaggeration. Otherwise, that's a strange game to put out. Watching my partner play to actually play. I think Hazel would like Baldur's Gate 3. I like games that let me personalize how I go through them. I really like games that that have a lot of different choices as to what you specialize in. I like games that let me take on given challenges with specific builds. I don't like games that are basically you're just on rails and you have the same buttons that anybody else playing the game has, and you're playing the same character anybody else playing the game has, and you're just kind of like, you know, chasing bad guys through mine shafts or like shooting your way through camps. I hate those. Those are not my thing. I do not like having a generic character to do pre-laid out for me challenges. I want to be able to make a build and to specialize and to look through talents and to pick things that sound fun, and I want there to be different ways to complete challenges, you know? I want it to be a game. A game with choices that are meaningful. We lost level 47. 47 down. Sure, just find a fence to hop over. Oh, Searing Gorge, Dark Iron Sentries. I also think that playing a game and having fictional characters flirt with my fictional character is a very different experience than the sort of thing that I think you think I'm averse to, which I am, admittedly. But I think that's different, you know? There can be a thing in media that's fine, that's not as fine when it's in real life. Play Starfield then? Fallout in space. Backseat gaming would drive you insane. I mean, there's nothing that says I'd have to stream it. I could just play it on my own time. Tell you guys all about it later. Or I could just ban everybody that backseats. Permaban. Permaban. That sounds like me. Every time you say that someone high level died, check my death log. I'm overjoyed that I can be a sparkly, opalescent white dragonborn. Game that lets me do that's game of the year as far as I'm concerned. Ooh, I got a green. Cloth pants. I'm not putting them on over these ones, but they increase damage done by fire spells and effects. Spells and effects by up to 13 smoldering pants. I'll check the auction house, but if it really is auctioning for 16 silver and vendoring for 12, I'm just going to vendor it. That's not enough to make it worth risking the deposit. Grab tiny characters, throw them at people and off cliffs. But I don't think I need another game right now. I think that's the kind of thing I would come back to if I'm ever like super out of games and bored. Which doesn't happen to me very often because I can replay all my favorites. And I enjoy replaying all my favorites. But every now and then I'm kind of like between things. And then I get the itch. And then I kind of like go back to the mental list of, oh, that one did look good. You know. And I could disenchant it. Do you disenchant it for mats that are worth more than 12 silver to you? I guess at a certain point, disenchanting's probably profitable? I don't know. I'm giving up on enchanting classic. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. Oh, you know what else I can do? I can account for how much Warbanners experience we're going to get. So that will turn in, and it's going to give me 2,300 experience. So whenever I get to like 4,200... 42,000 experience. I can go back to Wetlands, and then turning that quest will finish leveling me. That itch keeps occurring. Maybe see your local dermatologist. Do you guys have local dermatologists? That's one thing that like online people will be like, oh, if this thing happens, just go see your derm. And I'm like, Does everybody else have a dermatologist? Is that a normal thing to just have? You're like, oh yeah, just go, you know, call the office, make an appointment. Like, what? I'm sure some people do. I'm mildly jealous. It's just never been a feature. I don't know anybody that has one. I don't know anyone that's seen one. I've never seen one. For all I know, they're fictional and they're only on TV. I feel like greens drop very often. Should be pretty easy. Just don't disenchant weapons. No two playthroughs are the same. Addicting. A lot of role-playing you can do. Yeah, I might like it. Available for PC. Steam. Something that I can like bookmark and then get on Steam sale in 2 years. Floor do we do? Maybe because it's a fire pit down here? Okay. Equivalent to a chiropractor. Some people see one regularly. Most people just come by once or twice. Yeah, I'm not exactly a shining example of how to navigate healthcare. I'm the kind of person, and I'm not recommending this. This is not a way that I want to influence anybody to be. I'm the kind of person that will do my very best to stay healthy so that I need basically the minimum possible amount of professional care just because I either don't know how to, am too anxious to do, or can't afford to do various, whatever it was, you know, whatever it may be. I would, I'm sure I won't be able to get away with that forever, but in my 20s and 30s, I'm mostly just trying to do it on my own. With my main caveat being I will see a dentist. I will get regular dental cleaning because I've learned that one. Oy. Every now and then I'll go through cycles in my brain of like, I should really see somebody to talk about this thing. And then I'll be like, well, what if you could just like deal with it, you know? This is not a recommended pattern of thinking, but it's a thing. It's a thing that happens. Regular derm, bad hyperpigmentation, go for regular treatments. Yeah, dentist is one of those things that I just didn't know. I had this period of my life where I was no longer covered by my parents' dental coverage, and I didn't have benefits. So I would have had to pay out of pocket, and I definitely didn't really have the money for it. And I also just didn't know how to get a dentist. I was like 20. I didn't know things. I didn't really have a lot of skills for navigating the adult world, and I was too afraid to ask and or like take the steps. It all seemed too scary, so I just kind of didn't go for like 3 years. And that was long enough for me to get like irreversible damage to my gums. Even with, I would brush regularly. I would brush every day, but I wouldn't floss. And I regret that a lot now because I have gum pockets that I will never be able to fix. You just have to clean really thoroughly to like keep up with them and stop them from getting worse. But you know, sometimes it is what it is. I go now. It's sometimes cheaper to, or often cheaper to do preventative dental care than to fix things after they go wrong. And if they are going wrong, it is cheaper to get them fixed than it is to let them get worse usually. So I'm a dental care advocate. One of those naps where you wake up feeling like a zombie. Been there. Been there. What do? Chug a bunch of water even if you don't want to drink it. And then maybe a shower. But I love showers. They fix everything. Clean clothes sometimes. Cracking filling, needing root canal. Moved to a new country, got so much anxiety, don't speak the language, don't know how to go about getting a dentist. I feel that. I relate to that a lot. I hope you find it. I hope you find something, or find someone that can help you find someone. Yeah. Bath right before you stream. That's what sent me to sleep. Still have my wisdom teeth. I was lucky. I had those out while I was still under my parents' dental care growing up. That was an ordeal. I had 4. I had 3 or 4. I don't remember exactly, but like a lot. You get the big chipmunk cheeks. Get a new dentist, yeah. I like my dentist a lot. And if I ever move out of town, I'm going to have to confront, do I want to keep driving back into town to go see a dentist every time? To go see this dentist that I really like? Or do I want to, you know, find a new dentist that's closer and have to break up with my old dentist even though I like them a lot? have them send over my records and whatnot. But how expensive? I'm paying roughly the same amount that I was paying in the States. I guess I don't know what they cost in the UK, but I pay a couple $100 for cleaning, depending on what I had done and if the dentist saw me. But if I'm just seeing a hygienist and I'm just getting a cleaning and I'm not getting like any special extra treatments or fluoride or anything like that, and they're just kind of doing like a standard like scaling treatment, that's over 100, under 200 usually. And then depending on anything else that you have done, that can kind of push it more like 3 or 4 is if you had like some like a cavity filled, that kind of thing. But even if you have insurance through your work, you're still paying for the dentist and for your dental care. You're just paying for it from your paycheck, you know. It's just because I'm self-employed, so I have to, you know, I have benefits. I just have to pay them to myself. How are we doing? We are at, ooh, getting there. 40,156, 91%. Yeah, we're gonna make level 30 today. How long have you played in that character? 50 hours or so. 2 days and a bit. Prefer Retailer Classic? What's the verdict? I think they're both great, and they're both very different games. I'm very addicted to hardcore right now. I think without the hardcore affix, Classic's not that valuable to me. But with the setup of hardcore, it's like the perfect storm of things that make me really love it and make me play a ton of it. But I don't think I have to pick one. It's like saying, well, you have a dog and a cat now. Which one's better? They're both my babies. They're both fuzzy. They both have cute little paws. I love them both. I don't want to choose. I don't have to. I'm out of whelps. I'm gonna go back into the whelp area. Oh, level 20 mage. I upped my death alert threshold to 20 so that those pop-ups will appear for characters level 20 plus, but they still happen pretty often. Oh, man. I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach on a gloomy day, and I want to just, like, sit on some driftwood and watch the water for a while. Maybe on the weekend. Or, like, my weekend. I think maybe I'm missing fishing a little bit. And I can bring the pup fishing, but not for the same length of time that I used to go out and fish. He's a pretty patient boy, but I don't think he would have a good time sitting around like for 8-10 hours at a time. Too much for Bebby. Hello, Hazel. It's been a while. You knew me on YouTube as Late Night Productions. How have you been? Hello. I've been good. It has been a while. That rings a bell. I couldn't pin specifics, but that rings a bell a bit. Holy moly. Missed anything spicy during my nap? I saw the Fangor moment. That was certainly the spiciest thing. It's been very chill since then. I've just been grinding whelps and other mobs in the area. I was kind of hoping I would get, and this is a very long shot, but I was kind of hoping I would get lucky and get a red whelp pet to drop, because that would be like the dream. So I'm kind of doing double duty of grinding skins to sell and whelps for XP, and then also like chances at the pet. I've been good. I think, so I got a puppy. I adopted a dog. He's wonderful. His name's Moose. He's the best. I adopted a dog like 6 weeks ago. And I did this of my own volition. It was my own decision. I did the research. I take it very seriously. It's a big responsibility. I accept this. I knew that getting a puppy was hard. And because it is my own choice and responsibility, I feel like I shouldn't complain because he is a baby that I signed up for, and I love him very much and I don't regret anything. But I feel a lot of pressure to kind of not say anything negative about the experience of puppy parenting, because A, he's adorable, B, he's a baby, so like it's not his fault that he's a baby, and C, I signed up for this. So like you kind of get this feeling that if you complain about it, people will be like, well you should have known, and it's like, well, no, I did know. It's just still sometimes a lot. And I think maybe part of why I've been having a tough time recently has been to some extent puppy related, even though he's wonderful and he's the best dog. I think maybe it's a little bit of extra pressure or stress on top of my normal cocktail of brain chemicals that is maybe giving me a little bit of a hard time. Not that it's his fault. And he really is the best puppy. He's so good. He's such a smart, sweet boy. He is well behaved. He's very good. But puppies are hard. And people tell you that. And I knew it was going to be hard. And it is. What's Puppy's name? His name is Moose. He is Moose. Sometimes people will ask in public, like on the street, and I'll be like, his name's Moose. And they'll be like, loose? Yeah, okay. He's loose. The moose is loose. And like having a small hairy baby, you're allowed to be run ragged. Yeah, I just don't want to, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not grateful for what a wonderful baby he is, or like I regret bringing him into my life or anything like that, because I don't. But, I've been having a time. I think that the disruption to the routine, maybe, every now and then I'm just kind of like running a little short on extra coping energy. And then like something's different or not where it's used to be because I moved it because of the puppy, or like you do this thing a bit differently, or like you have to do this thing at this time, or like you wanted to do this thing you normally do, but you're doing this instead. And it's just like a lot of change that's difficult for me. I'm not a naturally, like, despite having the most flexible schedule ever, I'm not a naturally super flexible person. It stresses me out to have a plan and then to change it. So I think that's just been a little tricky to be kind of off my regular. It's coming back together now. Like we're 6 weeks in, not 2. It's a lot better than it was. But every now and then something will happen and he'll do something and I'll be like, I don't have a plan for that right now. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Thoughts are normal even with new babies. Totally understand it. Potty training was hard. Almost broke us. Do I still have the dog command? Dog command has his name written. Yeah, Moose. I gotta update that command. He's definitely 4 months old now. Absolutely love my life, but those first few months were brutal. He's such a good baby, though. If complaining is good for you, shouldn't hold it back. I just don't want to give the wrong idea. I also think it's a bit rich of me to accomplish nothing for years and then to just get on here and whine about my life when I have it like very good. I have a lot of accommodations for my life because of doing content full time, and I'm extremely lucky to be able to pay my bills by doing this and to be able to get away with just doing I work 5 days, I stream and work on content 5 days a week, and on Fridays I will stream and then do the news video. And outside of that, like if it's like a Wednesday like today, and if all I can do is stream and then I just have to cope with my life the rest of the day, I can get away with that, and I almost always do. It's unusual for me to be putting in more time, even though I want to, just because I have problems. And I'm extremely lucky that I can do that and I can work through my problems and have the space to kind of work on myself like that without becoming like homeless or out of food or, you know, unable to see a dentist or like take my pet to the vet or whatever. Like I'm really lucky for the setup that I have. So I feel like it feels a little extra in poor taste for me to complain to my stream, which lets me do all of this, about like, you know, feeling overwhelmed or whatever. But thanks for listening. This has been my TED Talk. Sometimes puppies are a lot. Venting, not complaining. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put it. He is a good baby. He is a high energy baby. And this, again, something that I knew very much going into it. I knew what kind of dog he was. I knew that he was going to be very smart and very active and need a lot of exercise and attention and stimulation. And I think we're doing a great job. I think we're doing as well as we can. He has his puzzles, we do training, we do playtime, we do walks, he gets to meet with dogs, he gets to do all kinds of different things. And I think all of those together are making him more manageable. I think that if I was trying to have this dog and just kind of like feed him 3 times a day and take him out to use the bathroom and that was it, I think he would be a demon. I think that part of the reason why he's such a good boy is because myself and my partner, who I'm really lucky to have work with me on this, are both putting in a lot of effort into the dog. But he's a smart cookie. He must really hate millionaires complaining. You know, I just don't speak to them that often. I'm sure they're complaining. I think they have a right to complain. I just think they have a right to complain to not me. And I'm sure I have a right to vent too, but maybe it's in good taste for me to choose my audience, right? Like, I think that everybody, no matter how good or bad you have in your life, is going to have feelings about things, and you're going to be frustrated sometimes. And I think venting's helpful for everybody. Even if you had millions of dollars, I'm sure you just have different problems. And I think venting's great. But I think pick your audience, you know, choose your room, read the room. Don't vent about your millions of dollars to people that can't eat, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's, I think one of the tricky things about venting on stream is that you're going to be talking to like a wide audience of different people in different situations. And there are people that are in much tougher situations than mine that would love to have a lot of the accommodations that I have that are coping with a lot more. So I think that's part of it, is just wanting to be a little mindful of reading the room. And it's, you know, any room like this is going to have a lot of different people in it. I have like no health. Excuse me. I'm going to use one of these baby potions just because I have them, you know. How do you reroll Warlock pet names? In retail, you go see the demon trainer. In Stormwind, for example, there's one underneath the slaughtered lamb, and you pay them gold and they'll reroll it. I don't think you can in Classic. I think in Classic you've got what you've got. I think you're done. I think it's it. All right, how are we doing experience-wise? We have enough. If we go back to Menethil, which we can actually hearth there. Let's do that. Let's hearth back to Menethil. Turn in that quest. That should get me to level 30. Pardon me. Okie dokie. We've got mail from Auction House. I must have sold. Oh yeah, I posted some ore earlier. Did I sell it? I did sell it. Couple silver. How much gold do I have right now? 291. Only 30 more to go. Oh, I didn't know that thing about 47 being the experience halfway point, and that's kind of ruining my life right now. That is a dramatic fact. The other solution for a bad Warlock pet name in Classic is to let it grow on you, you know? Sometimes they're so bad that they're good. They become characters. They become part of your story. That's grim. Yeah. I haven't personally verified. Somebody mentioned it in chat earlier, but it's...
How are you?
Destroy the Dragon Maw catapults. Yeah. Isn't Necrosh one of the Warlock trainers for Horde? I'm pretty sure that's the Horde Warlock trainer. Or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. There we go. Level 30. I get a new talent point. I think we start Unholy Power. I think that's what I'm doing. 4% more damage to the Incubus and stuff. I'm going to throw myself onto a flight path back to Ironforge. I need to get some demon training. I need to get some Warlock training. I need to post some auctions. But I think that I'm going to give the Warlock a little break, a little rest-a-rooney. I think that next time I play, it's time for me to dust off the Hunter a little bit. Unless I feel like it would be better for stream and for like the continuity of the story to kind of keep playing the Warlock. Because 30 is my current personal best. Do I want to sink in a bunch of time getting a second character to 30 from 26? Or do I want to push on towards 40 where I'm actually going to get a mount? You know, I'll get a mount sooner if I only play the Warlock. Even if I'm just doing really safe things.
See you around.
Good vibes either way. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Also, hi Hazel, been lurking. Hello. Some of us wanted Blueberry called Hellgrave Hazel. My friend and I made a warrior priest duo, and his warrior is named Hellgrave. So I can always feel safe out in the world. Hellgrave would never let us die. Re-roll the warlock. Let's pay with that prediction, because we're safe. We lived. Mana prediction. 97% of you believed I wouldn't die. No way, invincible. You guys must have been sweating during the Fangor poll. No way, invincible. Paid out prediction. Beautiful. And then my priest is named Thogna in honor of Thognos, my first Voidwalker on my first warlock that died. All right. I will probably do my admin tasks while looking into some lunch. I'll be back to stream again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Probably more hardcore, although I might mix in a little Brewfest dungeon. Well, we'll sort it out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.